something that's off in the distance.
Not every seat is full at the moment. I can see fans still coming in, but certainly those famous yellow letters made out in the seats opposite us have almost disappeared. Més que un club, more than a club, it says of Barcelona. The tracksuit tops have come off. They reveal those famous blue and red striped shirts. Players just high-fiving each other beneath us as the two captains meet, shake hands, share a hug. Bruno Fernandes and Jordi Alba, and we are just about ready to go. BBC Radio 5 Live, BBC Radio Manchester this evening as well, always available on the BBC Sounds app for you. This is Barcelona against Manchester United, and as Emma was saying, this the playoff round, the last 32 of the Europa League, two-legged tie, playing for a place in the last 16. Arsenal await as one of the teams in the last 16. You can just hear the stadium announcer saying we are going to have a minute's silence to remember all those who've lost their lives in the dreadful disaster in Syria and Turkey. Our thoughts, as ever, with all of those affected by that terrible tragedy. The players break away from the centre circle and we're just about ready to go. Let's give you a reminder of the two teams here. Manchester United first. David De Gea, the Spaniard, in goal, making his 520th appearance for Manchester United tonight. Back four in front of him. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Rafael Varane, Luke Shaw at centre-back again this evening. Tyrell Malacia in Shaw's normal position at left back. Casemiro back in the side. He's been suspended for the last couple of Premier League games. He'll miss Sunday's game against Leicester as well. He's alongside Fred this evening, though. Manchester United delighted to have him there. The Barcelona fans, of course, know him well from his time at Real Madrid. Jadon Sancho, Bruno Fernandes and the informed man Marcus Rashford in support of big Wout Weghorst through the middle, big Robert Lewandowski through the middle for Barcelona. We are underway. Manchester United playing from right to left in this first half at the Nou Camp. Weghorst wins an early header. Marcos Alonso, left-sided centre-back for Barcelona, clears first tie. Rafael Varane with a neat bit of control just inside the Barcelona half. Bruno Fernandes makes a good run down the right, gets a great cross in, and the sliding effort from Fred on the edge of the 6-yard box. He very nearly made contact, and Manchester United could have scored in the first 20 seconds, Rob Green.
Really sharp from Fernandes. Makes a run in behind Alba, who's probably not the most mobile of the Barcelona players, and it just needed a gamble, needed one of them to get across the front, and it tells you something that Fred is the most furthest forward. They just weren't anticipating it.
So throw-in taken by Barcelona on the right. Manchester United scrapping to win the ball. Final touch came off a United player, and so that'll be a throw-in again to Barcelona. I'm just looking at Jadon Sancho, who's wide on the left for Manchester United here.
It's a strange setup at the moment.
Yeah.
Weghorst has dropped into midfield and Rashford is up front on his own.
Ball out to the left from Gavi for Barcelona. Lewandowski strong in the challenge, bounces off Casemiro, fires a pass to his right. Rafinha into the Manchester United box, cut back to the edge of the area, and Weghorst is there actually. Furthest man, well, not furthest man back, but sort of in a midfield position, clearing with his left foot, and the ball's now gone out for a Manchester United throw on the left. So Barcelona, Ter Stegen in goal, Araujo as right back, but up against Jadon Sancho at the moment, wide on the left for Manchester United. Koundé, Alonso, Jordi Alba make up the back four. Pedri, Frankie de Jong, who could potentially have been playing his football for Manchester United this season, in the heart of midfield. Frank Kessie, the Ivorian as well, who joined from AC Milan in the summer. Rafinha and Gavi either side of Lewandowski. Weghorst now on the right for Manchester United, low cross in. Marcus Rashford is playing through the middle. He's the centre forward at the moment, Rob.
Yep, they've caught Barcelona on the hop here. They're not quite sure. They haven't worked it out, Barcelona. They're looking, turning around, looking. They've got men in midfield going, well, I should be picking up Fred, I should be picking up Casemiro. None of them are playing, apart from Casemiro, in the position they should be playing in. They've all just gone and shifted around almost like musical chairs to sit in different positions, and it really has caught Barcelona on the hop.
Erik ten Hag has pulled a fast one at the Nou Camp, and Xavi is just striding down there on the touchline at the moment. Tormentor of Manchester United, of course, as a player in those two Champions League finals that Barcelona won in 2009 and 2011. He's got some sorting out to do here. Sancho on the left, Weghorst sort of alongside Fred in midfield, Casemiro behind, Bruno Fernandes on the right. Challenge there on Koundé from Fred is a foul. Barcelona get the free kick. Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0.
Barcelona having their first period of possession, and you're already watching Lewandowski drifting out down below us to this Barcelona right hand side, so it allows the space, and Gavi and Pedri to go up front to bomb on. It's just going to be chopping and changing all over the pitch.
Really interesting start to the game. Luke Shaw steps in to win the ball on the halfway line for Manchester United, plays it across to Varane, back it comes to De Gea, his first touch of the evening, all in blue, floats a pass out to the left, Malacia keeps it in play, Rafinha will chase the header back, and Luke Shaw had to be quick there to nip in and just knock the ball out of play for a Barcelona throw. You said it already tonight, Rob. I heard Erik ten Hag say it last night as well, and he invoked the spirit of the late great Johan Cruyff, talking about playing against Barcelona and how they try and beat you. And he said, well, Xavi's kind of modus operandi is keep the ball if the opposition don't have the ball, just like Johan Cruyff's teams, you know, they can't score against you.
Yeah, and you're looking, and they say that Busquets isn't playing. That's all they did with him in the team. They've just tried to keep it the same, and De Jong is in there now just trying to dictate.
Great skills from Rafinha, skips away from Weghorst, heading for the byline. I think he's just overrun that. Yeah, it's gone behind for a goal kick to Manchester United. Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0, but tactically a fascinating start to this game.
Yeah, fascinating down this right hand side already, and you're looking at Rafinha. He'll fancy his chances tonight. He's blown hot and cold for Barcelona this season, had moments where he's looked unplayable, and then moments later in the same game looked like he's never kicked a ball in his life. So it'll be an interesting night for him up against Malacia.
Here's Luke Shaw, wide on the left, sliding challenge on him from Gavi, who does love to get stuck in for Barcelona, 18 years old, but a real heartbeat in this team. Young Pedri alongside him as well. They're just having a little conversation. The ball's gone out for a Manchester United throw way down below us here on that beautifully sort of light green, dark green checkered turf, like tartan turf down below us. De Gea on the ball, takes a couple of touches. Varane's there for him. Sure-footed pass away to Luke Shaw. Shaw looks up, drives it long down the middle, looking for Rashford, who I'm not sure has touched it as yet this evening. Fred volleys a little pass onto the chest of Weghorst. Here's Jadon Sancho, growing in confidence all the time. Now he's back in this Manchester United team. Bruno Fernandes just beaten to that ball by Jordi Alba, but Casemiro is there to collect for Manchester United. Wan-Bissaka ahead of him. It's worked into the middle of the park. Rafael Varane, bit of space to run into away to his left. 10 yards inside the Barcelona half. Being chased here at the moment by Pedri, gets away from him, gives it to Sancho. Sancho tries to take it past Rafinha. Rafinha makes the challenge. Pedri with a little cheeky back heel, and Araujo comes flying in with a sliding tackle there on Sancho, and Manchester United get the throw. He's no nonsense, Araujo, isn't he?
Yeah, you don't mess with him. He's one of the few players I've ever seen Tony Rudiger, my old teammate now at Real Madrid, square up to and think, actually, I think better of this. I'll go back into my own half.
6 minutes gone, first half. Former England goalkeeper Rob Green with us here at the Nou Camp. Malacia, nice ball. Rashford down to the byline, gets the cut back in. Fernandes has a swing. Malacia's shot is blocked. Good chance again for Manchester United. Barcelona get bodies in the way, throwing United in an attacking position on the left.
Yeah, good play by Rashford. Well, the position we recognised him in. The first time he's drifted out there tonight. All of a sudden, game comes alive. Manchester United come alive.
21 goals so far this season for Marcus Rashford, 13 in his last 15 games. His best return ever for Manchester United, 22 goals back in 2019-2020. So he's absolutely going to smash that if he continues this form and stays fit for the rest of the season. Passionate Barcelona fans behind that goal away to the left that Manchester United are attacking. The Barcelona flags are being waved wildly by them. Here's Sancho. Back it comes to Casemiro. Casemiro's floated cross in. It's towards Bruno Fernandes, headed away. Wan-Bissaka gets there first, nods it to his right. Followed back there by Gavi. Gavi tries to have a little nibble at the ball there. Wan-Bissaka finds Bruno Fernandes, turns away from Gavi, back to Wan-Bissaka wide on the right, and Barcelona have plenty back to defend this. Fernandes passes the ball beyond Casemiro. Luke Shaw, 30 yards out, rolls the pass to his left to Sancho, curling cross in towards the far post, headed away. Bruno Fernandes with his back to the Barcelona goal, clever little turn, then runs into trouble on the edge of the box, but the offside flag was up anyway, and so Barcelona get a free kick, 0-0.
It's all really mobile all over the pitch, Manchester United. They look chopping and changing, they're interchanging the positions. Bruno Fernandes mainly operating on the right-hand side. And you have to say that out there, he looks like the one player who's naturally giving the width to Manchester United. Sancho at the minute is playing a little bit narrow. He did get the ball there in space, but he's still narrow.
Lovely crossfield pass from Araujo, little step over from Gavi, Lewandowski's onto it, Luke Shaw following him, still Lewandowski, drives the shot, De Gea makes the save at the near post. That got the Barcelona fans excited. Rebound falls to Lewandowski, he's forced wide out to the left-hand side, plays it back to Kessie. Here's Frenkie de Jong at the base of midfield for Barcelona, but inside the Manchester United half, and he just drifts off into space. He lays the pass off, and Koundé plays it forward to Kessie. So there's Barcelona's first shot on goal, and De Gea had to be sharp to block it. De Jong on the move, gliding forward, effortless run, plays it to his right to Koundé, slides the pass into the feet here of Pedri. Pedri dancing away from Varane. Lewandowski, clever little flick, knocks the ball round Bruno Fernandes, picks it up the other side. Jordi Alba down the line to Gavi on the left. Nice football from the home team. Kessie lays it off to Gavi. Good challenge in from Casemiro, read it beautifully and timed it. Sort of crunching challenge, but took the ball so cleanly and effortlessly as well.
You get the feeling he's done that before on this pitch, and he just waited for his moment. But it's really good from Barcelona and good from Lewandowski. He drifted in. Luke Shaw wasn't 100% aware of where he was, and just from there, from the angle, he backed De Gea to save it, but it needed saving. You want to gamble and go down to your left-hand side, but he stood up.
9 minutes gone in the first half. Great first touch from Pedri into the box. Varane intercepts. Then the effort from Araujo with the outside of his right foot, well wide of the target, but worth a hit. 25 yards out, just trying to sweep one into the top corner. And De Gea watches it fly harmlessly by. If you tuned in for 5 Live Drive, that finished early this evening. 5:45 kickoff UK time. This is Barcelona against Manchester United. Vidi Printer up and running, keeping an eye on the other games that have kicked off at 5:45 this evening, particularly in the Europa League. Some really good games at this stage of the competition. All those teams like Barcelona that finished third in their Champions League groups have dropped into the competition at this stage. So Ajax against Union Berlin at 5:45, Salzburg against Jose Mourinho's Roma, Shakhtar against Rennes. As soon as goals go in, we'll let you know. And it's a double header of commentaries tonight as well, because we have got England against South Korea, England's opening game in the Arnold Clark Cup. Vicky Sparks and Karen Bardsley will bring you commentary of that one tonight from 7:45. So this one's set up very nicely. Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0, and Barcelona ticking over well. Lewandowski, good ball to the left. Here's Gavi, little cut back. Now Gavi onto the ball inside the penalty area. Wan-Bissaka's in his way. Gavi's able to turn, curling ball in towards the 6-yard box, headed away. Rafinha controls, flicks a little pass into the United penalty area. Lewandowski trying to muscle his way through. Barcelona fans very optimistically shouting for a penalty. Lewandowski didn't even go down. Then Gavi does go down on the edge of the D. Foul by Fred. Free kick for Barcelona. Here's Rob Green.
Yeah, really good from Varane. Managed to get his body in the way just enough to stop Lewandowski. He's not scored in a few games. He's been the assist man recently for Barcelona. And I tell you what, there's nothing more frustrating for a centre-forward like Lewandowski than to be the assist man. He's desperate for a goal. You can see it already.
A little bit of a wrestle there between Lewandowski and Varane. I could just see what the Barcelona fans were getting excited about. Varane, as you say, Rob, just using his body to cover Lewandowski, giving him a gentle little cuddle, I'd say.
Yeah, just persuading him to move on. Thank you very much. But it was good because he didn't commit. He didn't actually throw a leg. He just stood and waited and waited. But Fred certainly did, and this is a real opportunity.
Yeah, set piece opportunity. Marcus Alonso is there, sets up very nicely for the left footer because it's just right of centre. Rafinha's got a mean free kick on him as well. Just trying to see who the right footed player is. That Lewandowski? the other man standing hands on hips just to the left of the ball? I think it is. He's taking a couple of paces back at the moment, so he might be the one to strike as well. Rob's right, just 1 goal in his last 4 games for Lewandowski, which is a sort of relative drought for him. 23 in 27 games for Barcelona since joining from Bayern Munich. So moved clubs, but hasn't forgotten where the back of the net is, and you can hear the drama building inside the stadium, the slow rhythmic hand clap building up to this free kick for Barcelona. 0-0 at the moment. Will it be Lewandowski or Alonso? Alonso with his left foot round the wall over the bar, and De Gea watches it go by again. Goal kick for Manchester United.
Yeah, comfortably over, a long way. And, what, this draft excluder behind the wall, I really like it. Just that gives the wall that confidence to jump, but it also gets in the taker's head that he knows the wall's going to have to jump.
Right, Barcelona fans jeering and whistling because David De Gea has picked the ball up and given it to Luke Shaw to take the goal kick. Barcelona fans think that's a bit of early time wasting. Shaw then rolls it to De Gea, who clears it with his right foot that he could have done from the initial goal kick, obviously. And then Marcos Alonso is there, ball bounces and he hoofs it away into the Manchester United half. Up they go for the headers. Varane wins his, ball headed across the halfway line. Fred shoulder to shoulder with Pedri, both men fall over. Fred then picks himself up, and then Barcelona actually get the free kick, and that'll be on the halfway line. Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0.
Yeah, it was a foul, and he gave that one in the first challenge. Fred, 13 minutes in, he's looked sharp and looked alive, and he looks like he's enjoying himself. Just got to watch it, because that's 1 tackle away from a booking already, I'm sure.
Koundé playing right-sided centre-back for Barcelona this evening then, with Araujo as the right-back. Kessie receives the pass, plays it back into the Barcelona half. Here's Marcos Alonso in those very familiar red and blue vertical stripes, dark blue sleeves, blue shorts with the red trim, blue socks, and the ball at the feet of Gavi. Plays it to Rafinha, little drop of the shoulder, gets away from Casemiro, left-footed curling cross all the way over to Jordi Alba, controls it, low cross, blocked by Wan-Bissaka, might get another go here. Jordi Alba, little step over, plays it back to Kessie. De Jong moves into space, but Kessie comes back to Alonso, across it goes again to Jules Koundé. So both teams showing real attacking intent, as you'd expect from the way both are playing so far this season. 11 wins out of 11 for Barcelona in 2023. 12 wins in 15 games for Manchester United since the World Cup. Couple of draws against Crystal Palace and at home against Leeds. The 1 defeat away to Arsenal. Varane takes a tumble but gets his ball back to De Gea. De Gea clears. Alonso chests it down on the halfway line, slightly overhits the pass. Weghorst beaten in the air by Alonso, thought he was fouled. Here's Alonso again, seeing lots of the ball at the moment, and then Alonso very quickly, as Rashford closes in, fires a pass back to his goalkeeper with his right foot, and Ter Stegen well outside his penalty area just plays it to Koundé. De Jong steps away from Bruno Fernandes, just chasing thin end there. Bruno Fernandes, he was closed down quickly, De Jong, but such a good mover with the ball. Wide it goes to Alba. Alba midway inside the Manchester United half on the left, infield to Kessie. De Jong strokes another measured pass back to Koundé. Koundé chips a ball down the middle. Lewandowski won't challenge for that. Varane heads it away. Now here's Lewandowski trying to bring the ball down. Varane just let him miscontrol it. Clears with his right foot. Couldn't find Rashford. Barcelona come again, this time with Pedri. Pedri takes the ball out to the right. Casemiro follows, makes the block, throw in for Barcelona.
A test for Manchester United, this, of patience, of just the temperament, and it was 30 passes maybe there from Barcelona strung together. Just got to hold your nerve, not get frustrated.
Silky skills from Rafinha again. Former England goalkeeper Rob Green alongside at the Nou Camp this evening. De Jong bringing the ball forward. First time ball round the corner from Rafinha. No one on the same wavelength, so it runs straight through to De Gea. He takes a second or two, and then Lewandowski closes in, so De Gea picks it up. What have you spotted there, Rob?
Fernandes, for the last 2-3 minutes, has just been remonstrating with his teammates, and I think he's got to realise, A, he's out on the right wing, so it's different for him. Weghorst is in midfield essentially, so it's different for him.
Yeah.
Then when they haven't got the ball, it's not going to be as succinct as what he's used to.
Here we go, might get it here, no. Fred can't find him with the pass. More frustration for Bruno Fernandes, well intercepted. And Barcelona have it with their goalkeeper, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. So United created that chance in the first 20 seconds of the game. Fred couldn't quite get on the end of it. There's been an effort blocked by Tyrell Malacia as well. Barcelona in 21 games in La Liga this season have only conceded 7 goals, although in the Champions League, Bayern Munich stuck 5 past them in 2 games and Inter stuck 4 past them in a couple of games in the group stages. Here is Bruno Fernandes, gets a touch of the ball, lays it off to Wan-Bissaka. He's stopped in his tracks. Manchester United get the throw.
So when Barcelona have the ball, it looks like
Fernandes over the top, maybe looking for Rashford. Sancho's chasing as well, could run to Malacia, edge of the box, just gets there ahead of De Jong. Malacia just teasing De Jong, backheeling the ball to himself. Rashford has to stretch, flicks a little pass to Sancho. Malacia jumps in to try and win it. Free kick conceded. Barcelona will have the chance to clear their lines. Rob?
Yeah, it was just on his heels there, Malacia, and the ball broke on the edge of the box, and if he was alive, if he was anticipating the break, he would have had a shot on target, but he was too late onto it. I was just going to say there that Casemiro is drifting over to have to look after Pedri, and then Fred on the right hand side is having to look after De Jong or Gavi, so it creates space for the other players, and that's where Manchester United Fernandes are getting frustrated.
Jordi Alba on the move, Jules Koundé releases him with a long diagonal. Alba jumps in the air, controls it, plays it back here to Gavi, corner of the Manchester United box, back to Alba, loose pass from him, easily intercepted by Fred, tries to roll it back to Fernandes, not a good pass. Pedri plays to Jordi Alba, now Gavi with a little scoop pass, Pedri with the flick on, Shaw's there, and then the volley over the bar from Pedri. Shaw's header fell to Pedri, instinctive attempt on goal, just got underneath it and behind for the goal kick.
Yeah, good movement, good balls, and Manchester United just looking a little bit ragged there for the first time in the game, and out position. Varane committed, they've left the space, that opened up the opportunity. Just gotta stay compact, gotta stay tight, just can't commit yourself into anything because it leaves a hole somewhere.
Shakhtar Donetsk have taken the lead against Rennes in one of the 5:45 kickoffs this evening in this playoff round of the Europa League. So Shakhtar Donetsk 1, Rennes 0. Goal kick for Manchester United. Again, they go for the same routine. Shaw to De Gea. De Gea takes a touch and then thumps it up towards Weghorst. Beaten in the air there by Kessie. And it runs here to Jordi Alba into midfield. Pedri's first time ball. Great vision. Good pass as well. Cross comes in from Alba. Too close to De Gea. Nice easy catch for Manchester United's goalkeeper.
Weghorst is there so that when they hit it long, he wins the header. They've hit 3 so far. He's not jumped for any.
Bruno Fernandes just takes a slight knock there from Jordi Alba. He was trying to let the ball run out of play for a Manchester United throw. Alba made the challenge. Fernandes didn't like it, was caught on the ankle. And the referee, who's an Italian, Maurizio Mariani, just steps in to have a word with Jordi Alba. And as you said to me before the game as well, Rob, when Barcelona have the ball, Jordi Alba just gets on his bike, doesn't he? Just disappears down the left.
I know, I have to say the one saving grace, or not one saving grace for Manchester United, but one of the few things when Barcelona do attack has been really poor on the ball for the first 20 minutes. You don't want to give him too many chances to put himself right.
Alex Balde has been the regular starter in La Liga this season, just 19 years old, but Jordi Alba's coming for this game this evening. Little backheel flick from Fernandes doesn't come off for Manchester United. United can't keep the ball at the moment. 20 minutes played in the first half, 5 live, BBC Radio Manchester and the BBC Sounds app. Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0. Full commentary on the second leg next week. Loose from Barcelona, Koundé's back pass overhit and wide of Ter Stegen, who stretched, couldn't control it, and out of nowhere Manchester United get a corner.
Yep, good bit of pressing. Fernandes first and then Rashford. He's gone a couple of times, Fernandes, and got frustrated because no one's gone with him. This time Rashford went with him. Perhaps the moaning words.
Next week's commentaries from the Champions League and Europa League on 5 Live. Liverpool, Real Madrid on Tuesday. Alan Shearer part of the commentary team for that one. Leipzig against Manchester City on Wednesday night next week. And the return of this one, Peter Schmeichel will be with us for that at Old Trafford next week. We're almost midway through the first half. Here's Luke Shaw with the corner, and away swinger. Powerfully headed away by Lewandowski. Fred gives chase and then sort of stumbles into the ball and concedes the throw. It's a Barcelona throw just inside their own half. I think Fred was hoping that might run out of play, and Rafinha just gave him a clever little nudge, knocked Fred into the ball, and so Barcelona get the throw. Rhythmic drum beat in the background at the Nou Camp. The evening sky, the sort of bluish grey, has turned into pitch black now. Xavi just outside his technical area with that slick jet black hair. He's having a word with Ter Stegen, his goalkeeper, talking about distribution. Awkward ball back into the middle for Alonso. Did well to head it away, but Barcelona have given it away. Shaw nods it down. Varane has to be quick. Pedri was chasing. Varane gets it back to De Gea, and De Gea side foots it out to Wan-Bissaka. Varane wants to play the 1-2. Wan-Bissaka felt he was blocked. Referee's not buying that, and here come Barcelona again. Lovely, pleasing, pretty patterns to watch. Now Bruno Fernandes goes down. Jordi Alba stuck a leg out. Fernandes complains, and Jordi Alba gets booked. Manchester United get the free kick.
Yeah, it's clever from Bruno Fernandes. He just pressed a little bit, just left a little niggle in there, and then got the kick, went down, thank you very much, and we'll take that. But it's pressure off Manchester United. It was a little kick himself, wasn't it?
Gabby, I beg your pardon, I thought it was Jordi Alba. Gabby who kicked out, didn't he? Sort of off the ball, was annoyed with the Fernandes challenge, stuck a leg out. Fernandes said, thank you very much, I'll take that, and Gabby gets booked.
Yeah, he's pass master, isn't he, Bruno Fernandes? He manages to wind pretty much everyone up, including his own teammates. He's someone that you hate to have in your team, but you know you've got to have him because he's just incessant.
The 18-year-old fell for it, hook, line and sinker. Rashford jumps, can't really get into this game at the moment, can't win that header. Pedri plays it to his left, Jordi Alba's ball into the middle, awkward for Lewandowski, brings it down on his chest, caught by a high foot there, play continues. Here's Rafinha, support on the right from Araujo. Rafinha sees space opening up on the left-hand side, works that pass out there. Little back heel from Alba, blocked by Wan-Bissaka. Alba appeals for a handball. Wan-Bissaka closed down by Gavi and loses it, and Barcelona go again. Quick 1-2, zipping in and out in between Manchester United midfielders. Gavi runs into a challenge, goes over. Barcelona keep it and play continues. Here's Pedri to Araujo, back into the Barcelona half we go, and Koundé plays it across here to Alonso. Jordi Alba's making a good run, space again for him there, has to stretch to try and control this ball, but will keep it in play down by the corner flag on the left, just goes to win the corner there, saw Varane in his path, knocks it into Varane, and Barcelona win the corner, and Rashford not involved really at the moment, Rob.
No, he's quiet, but Manchester United need to get a grip on the ball, and it's just the first 2-3 passes Manchester United get it. They just need to get those passes in to play through that initial press, that first 5-6 seconds of press, just to get the foot on the ball, then it'll die down. When they don't do that, just Barcelona get it back and they come back.
Barcelona corner coming in from the left, dropping on the edge of the 6-yard box. De Gea comes, good firm punch, up in the air it goes. Rafinha tries a speculative volley, scuffs it into the ground, cleared away. Frankie de Jong is the last defender there for Barcelona, plays to his right to Koundé, off balance, flicks the ball down the right. Rafinha battles really hard to try and win it, and Malacia just gets the better of his opponent, and Manchester United get the throw.
It's interesting what Barcelona are doing. We're wondering how they'd work it with the back four, with Marcos Alonso playing as a full-back, as a centre-back, when naturally he's a full-back, and then Araujo the other way around.
Good ball forward from De Jong to Lewandowski. Varane makes amends for the mistake. Varane gave the ball away with a loose pass, and then had to be in very quick to take it off the toes of Lewandowski. He was trying to turn and shoot.
Well, that's what we're talking about. The first 2-3 passes, that was pass number 3, being pressed, and it was just an aimless flat ball into the front men, not there, cut out by the midfield.
Luke Shaw jogging forward for Manchester United with the ball at his feet. Lewandowski makes the challenge as Shaw plays the pass into the feet of Sancho, back to Wan-Bissaka, right on the centre spot there. Wan-Bissaka makes a run to the right, and Bruno Fernandes just curls a pass down the line for him. Good from Wan-Bissaka, beats one man, cut back. Sancho's shot just wide, took a slight deflection, did it on the way through. Yes, that'll be a corner for Manchester United, another sight on goal for them.
Yeah, really good from Wan-Bissaka and really poor from Sancho. Cut back to him perfectly, just waited 12 yards out on a slight angle, completely misses his shot, and it's almost going sideways, and Young would have inadvertently put that into his own net, but I think Ter Stegen, knew it was going wide and was comfortable with it, but good break from Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, the deflection made it look like a much better effort than it was, a complete miscue from Jadon Sancho, but Manchester United do have the corner. Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0. Luke Shaw, cameraman right behind him with his left foot, aims for the near post. Varane makes the jump, it's headed away from him, but Sancho is first to the ball for United. Casemiro to his right, crosses into the far post, nodded down at the far post by Varane. Koundé is there, chests it down, hooks a clearance away. Lewandowski tries to control it, then volleys away with his left foot. That only runs as far as Malacia, who drives forward for Manchester United. Pass blocked by Gavi. Rafinha tries to turn it back to Gavi, couldn't find him. And there's Wan-Bissaka to pass to Bruno Fernandes through the middle. Weghorst clean through. Ter Stegen makes the block. Great chance, and Weghorst looks across to the assistant referee. Almost can't believe he was onside. The flag stayed down. Should really have been 1-0.
Yeah, he was desperate for the assistant to put his flag up there, wasn't it? Because it was a weak finish. Ter Stegen does well. He's brilliant at this. Stays square, stays big, just says beat me. And Weghorst didn't. He just didn't look confident over it. It's almost surprised by it coming to him.
Classic thing, isn't it, Rob? Marcus Rashford playing as centre forward tonight, but just in that little moment, it was Weghorst who was the man who found himself in the position.
Yeah, you're thinking, yeah, the time would have stood still. Rashford, in the form he is, would have walked it in.
Fred gets a nudge in the back. Was he fouled? Yes, he was, says the referee. Araujo complains, and the referee doesn't like the tone that is delivered in, so has sharp words with the Uruguayan right back as well. Free kick, Manchester United, wide on the left. Bit of an unnecessary challenge that from Frank Kessie. Bruno Fernandes comes over to offer his services to take the free kick.
I think they were still riled by the lack of free kick in the build-up to the Weghorst chance on Rafinha. It probably was a foul, but doesn't take away from what a big chance that was for Weghorst.
Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0. First leg, Europa League playoff round. Bruno Fernandes in conversation with Luke Shaw. Fernandes standing just off the pitch to make a run at it. If he delivers, that'll be an in-swinger, which he's going to try and place probably between sort of retreating Barcelona defenders and on-rushing goalkeeper. That's what it'll be. Fernandes delivers into the near post, flicked header. Ter Stegen again, right place, right time, waited for it to come through, blocks it, and then picks it up on the bounce, and then bowls it out so easily to Gavi, who suddenly got the freedom of the new camp here. More space on the left-hand side as Barcelona come pouring forward. That's Jordi Alba. Support from behind comes from De Jong. White shirts of Manchester United desperately trying to get back. De Jong tries to thread it through for Alba. Wan-Bissaka reads it and blocks it, so Barcelona just go out and come back in again. Here's Koundé, short pass to Pedri, across to his left to Kessie. Kessie, chip diagonal pass, controlled by Alba. Gavi comes sprinting into the picture. Lays it back to Alba, wide to Gavi on the left. Alba makes the run down to the byline. Varane blocks it. That would be a goal kick for Manchester United. The new camp doesn't agree.
Well, most of Barcelona doesn't agree. Jordi Alba definitely doesn't agree and gets booked in the process. So I think things getting a little bit tetchy.
Yeah. Manchester United won't mind that. As I said before the game, 5 previous visits to the new camp. Couple of draws here. Treble winning team got a 3-3 draw here in the group stages of that Champions League campaign. And then in the Champions League semi-finals 2008 first leg, Manchester United got a 0-0 here, and Paul Scholes' goal at Old Trafford took them through to the final. That 1-0 win at Old Trafford, the last time they managed to beat Barcelona. Since then, of course, we've had the finals in 2009 and 2011, both won by Barcelona. De Jong's challenge on Bruno Fernandes, took a bit of ball, took plenty of man as well. Free kick, Manchester United, probably just a little too far out for a shot, fairly central, probably 35 yards from goal, and Barcelona players immediately around the referee and complaining about another decision that's gone against them.
Yeah, really good from Manchester United in the press there. Both Fred and Bruno Fernandes recognised that De Jong was there. De Jong had his back to him. They'll have watched that in their preparation time and time again. Been told this is the moment, go now, and they got it. They won the ball, won the free kick. Another good position.
Seen a couple more replays of the Weghorst chance. Perfect ball from Bruno Fernandes. Weghorst did exactly the right thing in terms of letting it run past him. Just bounced nicely, sat up for him on the left foot, and as you say, Rob, Ter Stegen just didn't commit, just stood there and actually ends up blocking it with that sort of long barrier of the left leg.
Yeah, he's very good at it. He stays very, very square.
Chip ball from Shaw, good to Rashford, takes a touch, forces him wide, bobbles a little cross into the near post, cleared by Barcelona behind. Corner for Manchester United.
Another fine detail moment there. Rashford with his first touch on the angle. You get that right, you get a shot away, because it's really good at execution up until that point. Now asking too much of himself really up front after his first touch.
Difficult team to score against Barcelona, certainly in La Liga. As I was saying, not so in European football this season. At the moment this is still 0-0. Luke Shaw's corner into the near post, flicked header over the bar. Casemiro in there again. So from the last couple of set pieces, Casemiro's been the man who's got the crucial touch. Ter Stegen has saved one, that one over the bar. Goal kick Barcelona. 13 minutes remaining in the first half on 5 Live, BBC Radio Manchester, and the BBC Sounds app for you tonight. The BBC Sounds app, the place to go as always for your Football Daily podcast. So get to the BBC Sounds app, search for that and subscribe. All the best reaction, debate, analysis there for you. Certainly be that to this game. And England's women in action tonight against South Korea as Sancho's ball can't find Fred. Fred had stopped, he wanted a sideways pass. Sancho knocked it ahead of him, and Ter Stegen is able to run in and pick it up and bowls it out to the left-hand side. There's Alba, so Alba and Gavi on the yellow cards for Barcelona. And as they start passing the ball across the centre-backs, it's just suddenly a sort of whirling cycle of movement of the blue and red shirts ahead. That's a poor pass from Koundé, intercepted by Rashford initially. Now Sancho. Rashford runs onto that pass, takes it well, right-footed effort. Ter Stegen with a great save, sticks out a big right hand and keeps it from going into the far corner. Bruno Fernandes chasing all the way to try and win it back for Manchester United. Eventually it's out for a throw. Rashford denied.
Yeah, really good save, really good hand from Ter Stegen, and he'd actually gone early because he read it going across him. Rashford coming in on that left-hand side, that he was going to open up and put it in the far corner. He's going down low, so that's why he needed a top-hand save. Full stretch in the end, but another good moment for Manchester United. I have to say, out of these, you want to be going in a goal up at half-time if it stays the same, because they're not going to get many better.
Yeah, Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0. Ter Stegen saves Barcelona again. The initial pass from Sancho was actually meant for Fred. Sort of hit Rashford, but Rashford's in such good form, so sharp, just turned it into a good first touch, used his pace to get past his man and got a good shot away. Kessie comes sliding in, realised he wasn't going to win the ball, so sort of pulled out of the challenge on Casemiro to avoid a potential yellow card. Here is the sure and steady Brazilian Casemiro for Manchester United, trying to play a little first time pass to Fernandes. Too tight in there, too many bodies. Barcelona win it back.
Sorted themselves out though, Manchester United. You look at how they were pressing, or how I was saying about how Casemiro and Fred were getting split in there. They're just getting it right, the press of when to press. Again, pressing on Araujo, they're figuring it out. They're going, right, let's go now. And they go, 2 or 3 of them, and they're managing to put enough pressure on to win the ball back.
Araujo under the nose of his managers, just let a pass roll under his foot to give Manchester United a throw, and Wan-Bissaka's chipped this ball down the right for Bruno Fernandes. Here's the cutback, Rashford again trying to get there, and Araujo in quickly to clear for Barcelona. Rashford caught him as he swung a foot at the ball to shoot on goal, and Araujo has gone down. Just going back to Araujo, he was doing that when he let the ball go under his foot, right under the nose of his manager, Xavi. Xavi never would have done that.
It's even worse when it's a manager like that.
Yeah.
I remember working for QPR, I was playing for QPR, and Harry Redknapp was manager and Glenn Hoddle was his assistant. And he said, no, Rob, just pass it like this. And I appreciate that, Glenn, and I understand that you want that to happen. There is a slight technical issue here with my body as opposed to your right foot.
The self-deprecating Rob Green with us on 5 Live at the Nou Camp. Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0. Always remember that, watching that Barcelona documentary of Xavi in that sort of machine they had that has little holes in the wall that fires balls at you. You don't know where they're coming from. You just got to touch, turn, control, pass and do that. And it was absolutely mesmerising to watch. And we've seen little bits of that from Barcelona so far this evening, but we're still at 0-0. And Manchester United, as you've been hearing, have had some good chances. Ball for Araujo, just inside the Manchester United half on the right. Tight spaces, but they work it well. Rafinha's back heel, looking to find Gavi. Varane read it. Varane gets back there, clears on the turn with his left foot. Rafinha blocks it. Great tackle by Casemiro, who knew what Rafinha was doing, going for the drag round him. Just stuck his leg in the way, and that will be a free kick to Manchester United. Wan-Bissaka plays that back to Shaw. Shaw under pressure does well. Casemiro very calmly curls a pass to Wan-Bissaka, who wasn't really aware of where he was. Alba's in, and De Gea makes another save at his near post. Alba's gone down, challenged by Wan-Bissaka as he hit the shot. He's holding his left leg in agony. The referee at the moment has given a corner for the David De Gea save.
Well, on the initial reaction, you'd have to say it's a great block, recovering tackle from his own mistake by Wan-Bissaka. David De Gea contorted his body, even though it had made a deflection from the initial shot. It's really sloppy, and there's enough on it from Wan-Bissaka, I think, to make the block. Yeah, just a good touch from him. And David De Gea was initial going to his left, then adjusted to make the save to his right.
Yeah, poor piece of awareness from Wan-Bissaka initially, but that is an incredible recovery tackle. Launched himself and got a good clean foot on the ball, and then the momentum took him into Jordi Alba. We've had a delay in play there, so clearly the video assistant referee was looking at a potential penalty appeal, and they are happy, and the referee therefore is happy. No penalty. Corner for Barcelona. Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0, and the video printer still telling me the only goal so far in the 5:45 kickoffs in the Europa League. Shakhtar 1, Rennes 0. De Jong with the corner, chipped into the near post, headed away. Rafinha is waiting, lets the ball bounce. Almost an air shot, complete slice, gets the ball back again. Rafinha heading for the byline. Wan-Bissaka's there to try and stop him. Tackled in the end by Malacia, and Barcelona get a corner. This time it'll come in from the right.
Yep. There was a lack of surprise about Rafinha's shot from the fans there for Barcelona. I think it just sums up what sort of season he's had at the moment.
Unless, Rob, it was an incredibly clever dummy.
Well, there was that, and no one else read it.
7 minutes remaining in the first half. Manchester United's defence under a little bit of pressure. Low corner into the near post. Bounces once. Fernandes sticks a leg out. Up in the air it goes. What a first touch from Jadon Sancho. Then he's tackled by Rafinha, who blocks Sancho from getting to the ball. Pedri dummies a pass back. Then plays that pass back to Ter Stegen. He's almost up by the halfway line as he collects it and then hits it out to the left here to Marcos Alonso, still forward from the attacking set piece. Back it comes to Alba. He in turn goes back to De Jong. Barcelona pass across their own half to the French international Jules Koundé, signed for big money from Sevilla in the summer. Marcus Rashford was possibly looking forward to the chance to going up against him this evening, sort of left wing right back. It's not the way it's worked out. Rashford is playing centrally, in case you have just tuned in, and Weghorst almost playing off him in a sort of midfield role. Koundé's the right-sided centre back, and Araujo playing right back for Barcelona. Ter Stegen, ball at his feet inside the 6-yard box. Rashford goes to close him down. Little chip pass to the left. De Jong, clever pass forward to Gavi. Gavi takes it on towards the halfway line. Lays it off to Kessie. Kessie running fast through the centre circle, plays the ball to his right to Araujo. Rafinha, step over, trying to beat Malacia on the outside. Malacia gets half a challenge in, Rafinha's past him, and then Malacia gets the free kick for Rafinha, sort of bundling him over as he went past him.
Yeah, he lost control of it, really. He's trying to be too clever for his own good there, and just looking at Pedri gone down injured. Should be a worry for them. Rafinha had lost control of it. Malacia got in his body in the way. Was enough for a foul to be given. Looking at Alba, he's kind of a frustrated figure at the moment. He's already had words. He's one of the most advanced players for Barcelona. He just goes and gets forward, and at the moment he's thinking he's not getting enough of the ball, really.
Could be an early change then in this game for Barcelona. 5 minutes short of half time. We can already see Sergi Roberto stripped off and ready to go, so maybe Xavi's already had the word, or maybe he just doesn't want to take any risk at all with Pedri. Another key man, just 20 years old in this team, scored the winner for them away at Villarreal on Sunday. He's on his feet, he's looking a little disconsolate. He is wiping the sweat from his brow with the front of his shirt. Gets a little handshake and a pat on the back from Bruno Fernandes, and Sergi Roberto is there getting the instructions to the manager, and that will be the change, Rob. So no more Pedri this evening for Barcelona.
No, I think it's a thigh, a pull of the thigh, and not something that you're ever going to risk, really. And it came fairly evident quite quickly that he needed to come off, and actually Bruno Fernandes, I think, was quite concerned for him because it didn't look great.
4 early kickoffs in the Europa League playoff round first legs, just the 1 goal, Shakhtar 1, Rennes 0. 4 early kickoffs in the Europa Conference League, West Ham already through to the last 16 of that. 4 games and no goals. So in 8 games across Europe this evening so far in the first 40 minutes, we've only had 1 goal. Tight, evenly contested games. 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Free kick, Manchester United. Great chances in this first half that they have not been able to take. Ter Stegen crucially making saves from Weghorst, who probably had the better chance than Rashford. Rashford's was on the angle, but he got a good strike away. Casemiro plays the ball back to Varane, so former Real Madrid man to former Real Madrid man. They don't really get the boos and the jeers every time they touch the ball, which you possibly might expect, given who they played for over here.
It's incredible that it kind of goes unnoticed almost, doesn't it? And you're thinking, hold on a minute, I'm sure there's some sort of history.
Yeah, exactly. Weghorst wide on the right, can't keep that pass in from Wan-Bissaka, so throw in Barcelona inside their half. Taken quickly. Marcos Alonso. Pass across to Koundé. Koundé thought about going back to him. That route cut off by Rashford. Played down the middle. Oh, what a turn from Gavi. 2 men sort of come in and sandwich him. That's Varane and Weghorst. Varane tripped him on the turn, and that'll be a free kick for Barcelona. The clever thing there, obviously, he didn't even touch the ball. All he did was just use his body awareness of where the others were, let the ball run across him, and Varane stepped in and fouled him.
Just knew where the people were, knew his surroundings, knew what to do. The slightest, the faintest of touches on the ball, turn, he's gone.
Here he is again now, wide on the right, receives Araujo's pass. Sergi Roberto with the cut back to the edge of the box. Ball runs loose, Bruno Fernandes there. Clip pass from him. It's Casemiro away down the left, looking for the run of Rashford. Rashford's got away from Koundé. Looking for support in the middle now. Rashford faces up against Koundé, takes the ball to the corner of the box, lays it back to Fred. Little 1-2 here with Casemiro. Malacia makes the run on the outside. Manchester United getting the jeers almost to try and put them off here as they build this attack. Wan-Bissaka can't find Jadon Sancho, gets another chance, looks for Sancho, wasn't quite ready for it. Fred tries to win it back inside the Barcelona box. Kessie slips as he clears. Ball's miscontrolled. Great challenge from Casemiro. Runs to Rashford. He lays it off to Weghorst. Finds Casemiro just on the edge of the Barcelona penalty area. Back to Fernandes, who was looking for Malacia on the left. Casemiro wasn't sure. Tried to control it, and now Lewandowski in a race here with Varane, who's just going to beat him to the ball and manages to nudge it back to his goalkeeper, David De Gea.
As always confident of winning that, Varane.
Wan-Bissaka tries the Gavi turn, just doesn't do it quite so well, runs into trouble, and Roberto gets it to Gavi on the left, looks up, early cross, header away from Weghorst on the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. 1 minute left in the first half here. 5 Live, BBC Radio Manchester and BBC Sounds. Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0 live in the Nou Camp. Here's Marcos Alonso with a very sort of distinctive running style that he has, so easy to spot from any distance. Gets that ball again. Plays it to Kessie. Kessie in the inside left channel, about 40 yards from goal. 2 white shirts in front of him. Across to Alonso. Wide it goes to Alba. Cross comes in. Lewandowski tries to control at the near post. Heavy touch. Gets away from him. And behind it goes for a goal kick.
Yeah, that's a chance for him. Getting across his man in the near post. He's done that twice so far. Neither of them come off that with his first touch. But Manchester United, started brightly in this half. Then Barcelona got to grips, and they've had the better of the chances. They've had the better of the openings. They'll be pleased with how this first half's gone.
First game of the Arnold Clark Cup almost over. Italy 1, Belgium 1, latest going into the closing stages. Got commentary of England's first game in the competition this evening, live from Stadium MK. 7:45 kickoff. Vicky Sparks and Karen Bardsley, your commentary team for England against South Korea. Juliette Farrington's put 2 fingers up to me there, Rob, to say 2 minutes of added time.
Are you sure?
I think that was it, yeah. I think so. Kessie to Alba on the left. Alba sees some space inside his own half. Vast pitch here at the Nou Camp as well. De Jong, never flustered. Curling pass to Araujo. Roberto had made a great run down the right for Araujo. He didn't release the pass, and you could hear the ooze and the gas inside the stadium because they could see it as well.
Yeah, he's a right back by trade normally, so again it's a sort of not a conservative move, but not the most attacking one.
Gavi does well to get the ball back to Araujo. Araujo outside of his right foot goes for the curling cross to the far post. Deliberate volley away from Wan-Bissaka. Rashford battling with Koundé. Koundé's thrown him to the floor. Free kick, Manchester United. Just a minute left at the end of this first half.
Yeah, I'm pleased for them to get that break, for them to just get that breather. It just started, the waves have started to come back again from Barcelona. The periods of possession, just kill it as quick as you can. No rush. Fred putting the ball down, his teammates going, whoa, 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 let's see this through.
Flurry of goals, or relative flurry of goals in the games in Europe that have kicked off at 5:45. Shakhtar have a second against Rennes in the Europa League playoff round. In the Europa Conference League playoff round, Fiorentina have scored first away to Braga in Portugal. So Sporting Braga 0, Fiorentina 1. This is Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0. Back with Emma Saunders at half-time shortly. Here's Malacia looking for a ball out wide to Sancho. Alba just had enough time to get back, cover it, and hook it out of play for a throw-in to Manchester United. We won't have time for that throw. The half-time whistle blows, and Manchester United, Rob Green, will be cursing a couple of really good chances they couldn't take. One for Weghorst in particular, the other for Rashford.
Yep, two big chances, and you're looking at that to say, we talked at the start of the game, you've got to be clinical in this game. If you want to come away, you will get your chances if you are clinical. And it's just been that final touch, that final moment, that bit of belief in the finishing. But they've ridden it, they've sort of taken the blows, and they've come out the other side. They'll be pleased with how this half's gone.
Entertaining enough, enjoyable enough, but no goals so far in the first leg of this two-legged tie. Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0.
And Rob, Ali was saying at the start of your commentary tonight, it's a great view that you have from that position inside the new camp, isn't it? And probably just as well with some of the tactical experiments we've seen tonight. So Rashford then actually playing quite centrally, leading that line with Weghorst behind him, deeper than Fred at times. Creative, yes. Effective though, what are your thoughts?
Well, it's a clean sheet, isn't it? I've run out of ink and paper trying to draw the formations and the different diagrams and the different ways that they've been moving around the pitch, and it's been interesting because Barcelona had to adjust slightly, then Manchester United had to readjust for them, and they sorted themselves out, got their press right, and then De Jong and Kessie both came into deep line midfield roles for Barcelona. They got control of it. So really, games within games and pieces of pawns and more moving all over the chessboard, really.
As Ali said, you know, I imagine to a certain degree they'll be quite chuffed with it still being all square at the break. As saying that, though, with the chances United have had, Ter Stegen obviously pulling off that great save with Rashford's chance, but Weghorst, there's going to be some frustration in that dressing room too.
Yeah, and you're looking at Weghorst, and I think he was just surprised initially by the chance, him going through and the opening, because he was so in so much space and so clear when it was sort of just a slide pass through to him, and he thought, well, hold on a minute, I've got to be offside. And also, please save me, assistant referee, because I should have done better with that finish. Rashford did well with the chance because it was almost under his feet, and Ali was saying that it wasn't meant for him, he almost made it himself out of a pass to someone else. So in the other way, you credit the keeper for the save, but that Weghorst chance was the chance of the half.
And just before we leave you to go and get a cup of tea, probably something quite cool actually, it's quite mild there I imagine. Barcelona, they've had a bit of joy down the left, haven't they? Manchester United's right. Do you imagine that to continue in the second half? They'll try and do the same?
Well, if Alba gets more frustrated, I don't see him staying on the pitch for much longer, so that might get curtailed, but they have had that space, and you'd say down that left-hand side, they'd have had a sigh of relief at the start of the game when Baldi and Ansu Fati weren't playing. I think that might change in the second half because they realise that's the real opportunity down that left-hand side for them. That's where they've got the legs on Wan-Bissaka, they can double up and go. So it's kind of, you're looking at it, yep, Alba's done well down there. I think Ansu Fati and Baldi could have done better as a pair.
Rob Green, Ali Bruce-Ball, thank you very much. We'll be back with you very shortly for the second half of Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0. Been a great listen so far. So second half to look forward to. Then we're going to break for the news in just a moment. After that, we're looking ahead to a second offering of commentary tonight on 5 Live Sport. England playing South Korea in the Arnold Clark Cup. Also checking in on the latest of what has been a pretty good opening day in New Zealand for England's cricketers. And bringing you a rugby preview too. But first, let's get the news with Nick Qureshi.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The Royal College of Nursing is stepping up strike action in England. There'll be a 48-hour walkout from the 1st of March in the row over pay and staffing. Our health editor, Hugh Pym, says it appears no area of care will be left unaffected.
The statement from the RCN is that, in effect, members will walk out of all those services, and if hospitals wish to apply for exemptions, they will have to do that nationally. There'll be no more local talks.
Rail workers from the RMT union have also announced further strikes starting next month, and Royal Mail staff have voted to prolong industrial action. The family of Nicola Bulley say people must stop spreading rumours about her private life. They've issued a statement after Lancashire police revealed she had struggles with alcohol and the menopause. Dr Emma Cunningham is a senior lecturer in criminology at the University of East London.
I don't think it will have quelled any speculation. What's disturbing to me is that they've gone on and given information about Nicola's bodily integrity and personal issues, and the alcohol issue might be seen as victim blaming.
The chief executive of British gas owner Centrica has refused to say if he'll take a 7-figure bonus. It's the latest energy giant to post record profits in 2022. Sir Keir Starmer has been in Kyiv meeting President Zelensky. The Labour leader said he wanted to make clear that support for Ukraine in the UK is united. The SNP's meeting to start the process of choosing its next leader and Scotland's First Minister. The National Executive Committee will set a timetable to choose Nicola Sturgeon's replacement. And a German ballet choreographer who smeared dog faeces on the face of a newspaper critic has been sacked. The journalist had written a bad review about one of Marco Gurka's shows.
I just didn't want to let my family down, so that's why I sort of push myself every single day.
Jermaine Defoe, Outside the Box, from BBC Radio 5 Live.
Join me for my brand new Fly on the Wall podcast in my quest to become a football manager. Just being able to look yourself in the mirror every day and just be like, you know what? I did everything right. I didn't cut any corners. From my roots in East London to 57 England caps, winning the Scottish Premier League and everything in between. The gift and the talent, that takes care of itself. But the hard work and the sort of application, this needs to be day in and day out.
Jermaine Defoe, Outside the Box. Listen on BBC Sounds.
5 Live Sport.
With Emma Saunders.
So half-time then in the Europa League. It's Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0. Second half to come. We'll also be shortly heading to Stadium MK, where the Lionesses are in action for the first time in 2023. But first, England will start day 2 of the first test against New Zealand, high in confidence after declaring on 325 for 9. Harry Brooks scored 89, nearly becoming the second England batsman to reach a 400 in as many tests. BBC cricket reporter Stefan Schemmelt asked him if that was in the back of his mind.
I was thinking about that a little bit when I was out there, but I'd have taken an 89 every day of the week.
You were batting beautifully as well.
Yeah, I felt good out there, and my preparation's been key, and it always has been recently in playing for England and Yorkshire, so I'm glad I nailed my basics in the nets and worked on the things I wanted to.
Could you have dreamt that you could have taken to Test cricket in the way that you have?
I think I've always had that inner belief. I think you have to in any sport, in any elite sport. But no, I always had the belief that I'd be able to score runs at Test cricket.
We know the way that England want to play. Some of the dismissals today maybe could have looked a little bit ugly, but we know that's the deal, don't we? You can't have the thrilling wins 9 out of the past 10 tests without some of the hiccups along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, 9 out of the 10 wins we've had is phenomenal. It's probably one of the best records you can think of in 10 games. And why would we change? It's a good wicket, and if you hit through the line on there, you're usually all right.
Do you feel like you could have cashed in a little bit more as a team? Were there more runs out there?
Yeah, definitely, but like you said then, the way we're playing, you're going to get a few odd dismissals here and there, and the way that we're playing's worked very well in the last year, so why not keep on going?
Talk us through the thinking behind the declaration.
I think we wanted to bowl under lights. It's planned out quite well. Obviously we'd have liked one more, we'd have bitten your hand off for 3, so we're very happy with the position we're in.
Was that thinking at the start of the day that you might want to be bowling this evening? I know you would have been probably happy to still be batting on 400 for 4, but once the situation arose, you wanted to get out there?
Yeah, I think the plan was wait until there was 2 bowlers batting together and then give them a couple of overs and then have a crack at them tonight. Obviously the pitch changes quite a bit with the lights. It's a bit quicker off the surface and you can extract a little bit more swing and seam, so it's obviously going to be the hardest time to bat. hopefully we can force a few wickets early on tomorrow.
And the bowlers were excellent, weren't they?
The amount of wickets in between them boys is just phenomenal. The two of the greatest bowlers of all time, and then Robbo's probably going to be one of the best as well. So we've got a phenomenal attack.
Yeah, so a great first day for England and for Harry Brook, who we heard from there, who is flying at the moment. You can hear more reaction in the daily TMS podcast. That's on BBC Sounds. There is also live text commentary on the BBC Sport website. Now, it's the first night of the Super League season. Last year's grand finalists, Leeds Rhinos, are hosted by Warrington Wolves. Dave Woods is there for us.
Well, it's a fantastic start to the new year. You know, two clubs who really have maybe something to prove, especially Warrington, who had a disastrous year last year, very nearly flirting with relegation. But they've made some big signings, one or two big players who'll be out there tonight as well to try and get themselves off to that fast start that they need. Leeds, of course, got to the grand final, as you said, and lost. They'll be looking to go one better this year, second year for Rowan Smith in charge as well. So two clubs that we can expect to figure heavily as the season goes through.
Thanks, Dave. Live commentary begins at 7:45 on 5 Live Sports Extra. Elsewhere, Alan Wynne-Jones says Welsh rugby players going on strike would be their last option. His Wales team are considering taking action over a pay dispute ahead of next weekend's Six Nations match against England. Ireland scrum half Catherine Dane has revealed she suffered a brain hemorrhage in training before Christmas. In a post on Twitter, she says she hopes to return to rugby, but for now, she'll be Ireland's biggest fan. The FA is investigating after objects were thrown towards Man City's Kevin De Bruyne against Arsenal last night. The Belgian was walking around the pitch after being substituted at half-time. Back to our commentary game very soon, but straight after the final whistle blows at Nou Camp, we'll be straight to Stadium MK, where the Arnold Clark Cup starts, as England women will be taking on South Korea. Of course, it is a huge year for the Lionesses heading into this summer's World Cup as European champions. So let's head to Milton Keynes now and join up with our commentary team of Vicky Sparks and former England international Karen Bardsley. Good evening, ladies.
Good evening, Emma.
It's just like getting the band back together after the Euros last summer. And listen, loads to look forward to tonight. And I think England's success in last year's inaugural competition, it really did represent the start of what was ultimately a really memorable year. So, of course, there's going to be hope tonight. This year's tournament serves as the same catalyst.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you say, it was such a springboard, this invitational tournament. It's the second time that England have hosted it. This is what happens in this particular international break. You get different nations in the women's game hosting their various different types of tournament, and England have the Arnold Clark Cup. So last year they drew with Spain and Canada, they beat Germany, they won the tournament on goal difference. This year we have to say it's fair enough that the teams that are coming will be a test for England, but England certainly are the real favourites for this tournament, and that wasn't necessarily the case last year because that was 3 teams in the world's top 10. This time it's 3 teams in the world's top 20. You have England sitting in 4th, but then Italy in 17th, Belgium in 20th. They've just played the opening match of this tournament. In fact, Belgium with a late winner from the former Manchester City player Tessa Vullet, winning 2-1, and then they're up against South Korea, England this evening. So I think it will be a test, certainly, for England, but it is a tournament that, they're favourites for. But it's a huge opportunity to, particularly for Sarina Wiegman, just to look at different options and different combinations, and particularly with the player of 2022 for England, Beth Mead, out with an ACL. Now, she's not definitively out of the World Cup, but it's going to be touch and go. So there's a real opportunity for Sarina Wiegman to look at other options in terms of those combinations up front in particular.
Yeah, she certainly alluded to the fact that the next 3 games she will use to get more information. I think she said do a bit of experimenting. That was the voice of Vicky Sparks there alongside Karen Bardsley. Also with us tonight for this game, former Lioness and Everton captain Izzy Christensen. Izzy, it's quite some unbeaten record this side are on under Wiegman, isn't it? I think I saw earlier 674 days since their last defeat. There's winning mentality and there's winning mentality. You know, this isn't domestic football. This team aren't together week in, week out. How are they doing it?
Yeah, well, firstly, good evening, everyone. I'm really jealous of the band not being with them.
We miss you, Izzy.
Miss you too, Vicky. But I think it's a testament to Sarina Wiegman's you know, her knowledge of the game, the way that she came in to the Lioness set up, and she's changed it, you know, dramatically and made them into winners. I think winning the Arnold Clark Cup this time last year was, you know, it set a precedent for how it feels to win. And now I think we're going into a really interesting period, and it'll be very interesting tonight to see how Sarina Wiegman integrates players into the system. Is she going to adapt the system? Is she going to change things tactically in the game? There's a lot of things that she can do with that squad. Players are very versatile, and I think that going into the World Cup, I think, well, they've got a target on their backs now. They're European champions. So how can they adapt tactically so that they keep a step ahead of the opponent? I think it's going to be a really interesting tournament over this next week to see how England progress in their preparations for that.
And we can bring you the team news, Emma, just to jump in. We think it will be a 4-3-3, but as Izzy says, these are players that can slot in various combinations. Keira Walsh hasn't made it. The world record signing for Barcelona last summer. She was ill. She's not in the squad for this one. So it's Earps in goal. The back four of Bronze, Bright, Greenwood and Carter. Toon, Williamson moving up into midfield, we think, and Stanway with James Kelly, who scored that extra time winner against Germany last summer, and Alessia Russo, who was the subject of 2 world record bids from Arsenal to Manchester United last month. So will be interesting. She's gone strong. I mean, this is what Sarina Wiegman does. So we'll see how she uses the substitutions. They were used to such good effect across the Euros, but this is pretty much one of the strongest lineups that she could put out.
Well, good to get the team news squeeze in. But Karen, I promise we had every intention of coming to you, but unfortunately the players are back out at the new camp. So we'll promise we'll come to you first when we rejoin with our team at Stadium MK. But for now, I will hand you back to our commentary team, taking you through the second half of this Europa League clash between Barcelona and Manchester United. It's Rob Green alongside Ali Bruce Ball.
Thank you, Emma. Just about ready to go here in the new camp. Barcelona playing from right to left in this second half as we look at it from up on high. Just seen shots of Sir Alex Ferguson inside the stadium this evening. Your mind, of course, goes back to possibly the greatest night of his remarkable footballing career, and there were a few, but Manchester United fans, of course, will remember it well. I'm sure some of the travelling support tonight were in here. That famous night in 1999, the Champions League win against Bayern Munich, when it looked like it was lost and gone, and the late goals came from Teddy Sheringham and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to win them the trophy. So good to see him here. Barcelona 0, Manchester United 0. Manchester United all in white. No changes made by either manager at half-time, although Pedri had to go off for Barcelona at the end of the first half, so Sergio Roberto has come on for him. Luke Shaw clears with his left foot. The ball bounces rather awkwardly off Fred in the Manchester United midfield, so Barcelona regained possession. Araujo plays it down the right for Rafinha. Rafinha drops the shoulder, cuts back onto the left foot, curls across in. Varane is tall centre-back, gets up high, wins the header. And there's a foul given away, I think by Lewandowski as he challenged for the ball. 2 players down in the box there, but Manchester United are going to get the free kick. Rob Green.
Yeah, comfortable for Varane, he read it. Rafinha cutting back on his left foot, he's crossing it in from so deep. You know that Lewandowski is behind you. It was actually just a clash with Wan-Bissaka, wasn't it? It caused the free kick. But Manchester United coming out, same formation, similar sort of setup. Lewandowski initially was out on his left-hand side, now taken up the same position. Much like the first half, I'm sure a lot of that will change within this second half.
Manchester United give the ball away. Wan-Bissaka's pass is blocked by Alba, so Barcelona start to build again. For those who like that sort of thing, I did scribble down the stats at half-time that popped up on the screen. 58% possession for Barcelona. Here they come. Araujo's cross in, dealt with by Luke Shaw. First-time clearance. Rafinha hits a drive just wide. What a hit from the edge of the penalty area. David De Gea wasn't sure, threw himself full stretch to the right, and Rafinha had a go in the first half on the half volley and basically hit an air shot. That one he caught absolutely perfectly on the turn, and it wasn't far off.
That would have been spectacular. Just on the turn, just instinctively, and he caught it sweet, didn't he? Oh. Nobody knew in the stadium. David De Gea would have been hoping. He was in full stretch. Please give me the sound of the ting of hitting the post at least.
I think you'd describe that as a sizzling strike from Rafinha, just wide for Barcelona at the start of the second half, and Manchester United just find themselves under a little bit of pressure just after the break here. Lewandowski's bouncing ball at the feet of Sergio Roberto, across to Araujo. Araujo's pass easily cut out by Malacia. Malacia stretches and finds Sancho. Malacia was caught by Araujo. The attack continues for Manchester United, advantage play. We'll have to see whether the referee comes back and books Araujo for the challenge. It was only Jordi Alba booked in the first half, by the way, for Barcelona. Here's Wan-Bissaka. I thought Gavi had been given a yellow card for a challenge on Bruno Fernandes, who plays the ball to Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka cross comes in, chance at the far post, and Sancho hits it wide with his left foot and didn't look confident. Edge of the 6-yard box, right on the corner of it. I'm not sure was entirely expecting it, leant back and just couldn't get it on target.
A massive chance, 3 minutes into the second half. It's well worked by Manchester United, but you wouldn't have expected the chance so easy. Araujo completely fluffing his lines at the far post. Almost took him by surprise on it because it was such a poor finish.
Good chances are coming and going at the moment in this game, and we're still 0-0. Jordi Alba leaps into a long ball across field. Rafinha has it at his feet, running forward. Gets a lucky bounce off Casemiro and just lets it run. It goes behind for the corner. So very quickly, the Manchester United team, before Barcelona take the corner, if you have just tuned in on 5 Live, BBC Sounds and BBC Radio Manchester tonight, De Gea in goal. Varane booked in the first half for Manchester United alongside Luke Shaw at centre-back. Malacia and Wan-Bissaka the full-backs. Casemiro and Fred protecting the back four. Sancho, Fernandes, Rashford through the middle actually, and Wout Weghorst in a rather unfamiliar sort of number 10 role, midfield role, supporting from that position with Rashford as the centre-forward. Corner comes into the far post, headed down and in! Marcos Alonso, former Chelsea man, gives Barcelona the lead in this Europa League playoff tie first leg. Climbed well, headed down into the ground, it bounces up above David De Gea, and Manchester United find themselves behind. Barcelona 1, Manchester United 0.
Of all the ways you thought that you concede against Barcelona, a deep cross to the far post and Marcos Alonso coming in. They've got enough height in the team, they've got enough players, they can deal with this, but he does well, he gets up high. Don't know whether the bounce surprises David De Gea. He just gets up completely unchallenged, gets a good downward header, and from there, as it looks ugly from David De Gea, you're just never sure how it's going to bounce, and doesn't get a full dive in, doesn't get in ahead of the post. Almost looks like he's going to hit the post, but there's enough on it to beat him.
Yeah, David De Gea sort of throws out a right hand, couldn't get his body in the way of the ball. It was past him in a flash, and it was Fred sort of left floundering with Marcos Alonso making that sort of semi-circular run off the back of him, and then Fred throwing his arms up and saying, either I didn't get a call or I didn't know he was there or it wasn't my job, I don't know. Anyway, Manchester United are behind.
Well, this is the issues with the sort of half-zonal marking systems that teams set up. You have your big players to head the ball, attack the ball, your weaker players to mark the players, and then when they cross it to someone who's where they're not.
Nou Camp is bouncing, as you can hear. Bruno Fernandes on the ball for Manchester United, left-footed floated pass across the Barcelona half. Malacia takes it down well. Fred's there for him on the left, plays it back to Malacia, and Luke Shaw now in support. 10 yards inside the Barcelona half. Scoop pass to his left. Here's Sancho. Malacia runs beyond him. Sancho just holds on to it for now. Finds Fred on the corner of the Barcelona area. Back to Sancho. Low pass finds Casemiro. To his left is Shaw. Gives it back to Casemiro. He's going to hit one. Gets underneath it. Well over the crossbar. Goal kick for Barcelona. Ter Stegen in goal for them. Araujo at right back. Koundé and Alonso, the two centre-backs. Jordi Alba on the yellow card at left back. Sergi Roberto came on for Pedri late in the first half. Frenkie de Jong at the base of midfield. Frank Kessie also in that midfield. Gavi, Rafinha and Robert Lewandowski. Barcelona now lead Manchester United by a goal to 0. But here come Manchester United with Fred looking to slide it through to Rashford. Takes one touch. Rashford drives it in! Scores everywhere he goes at the moment. Doesn't need many chances, that boy. Rashford from the angle drives it under Ter Stegen, and it's Barcelona 1, Manchester United 1.
There's a celebration, the one we all recognise from the man, the most likely of men for Manchester United. Just pointed and said, give it to me down this channel. And from there you're thinking, it's an impossible angle. To Stegen, as much as we looked at De Gea for the first goal, that goal as well, you're standing up, you're backing yourself to make the save on such a tight angle. A I think he must have gambled. He must have gambled for it to go across him, because you just stand and wait for it to hit you.
Oh, hang on. Oh no, Rashford. I just wonder whether he might have been offside. Certainly the pass he receives from Fred, he's not. When the initial ball gets played forward to Fred, he was, but I don't think he's involved in the move at that point. In the finish, as you say, he's 3 yards up from the byline, and such is the confidence, he just thinks, right, I'm just going to hit that as hard as I can.
Yeah, no, I do. Just taking a bit of a disservice. It's just the pace that beats him. He stood up, he's waiting to get beat at his near post, and he does get beaten. It's such a good finish from him, but you stand there as a keeper, you're thinking, I'm making this save, and he didn't.
Barcelona 1, Manchester United 1. 2 goals in quick succession at the start of this second half. Just 8 minutes played after the break. Europa League playoff round. First leg, full commentary of second leg, live from Old Trafford on 5 Live. Next week for you as well. Ter Stegen beaten Barcelona. Only conceded 7 goals in La Liga so far this season, but Manchester United have found a way through, and Marcus Rashford has now equalled his best ever season's tally of goals for Manchester United. And here's Varane, and he's got Sancho in loads of space, and Sancho finds Rashford, hits the shot, that's blocked, and Ter Stegen is able to come off his line and pick up the bouncing ball.
Huge chance again. He's just a little bit behind Sancho. He's waiting for it in his path.
Long ball over the top to Lewandowski. Lewandowski does well to win the flick on. Here's Rafinha, hits it early. De Gea full stretch, throws himself to his right and makes a really good save, because he holds on to it as well, grabs it with both hands. Wasn't quite heading right into that top corner, but it was well hit by Rafinha.
Terrific strike, terrific hands from De Gea. Plucks it. It's full stretch this game all of a sudden.
This is what we came for, Rob.
Wow, you're thinking, surely within all this attacking prowess from both teams.
So Barcelona 1, Manchester United 1. It really has livened up in terms of goalmouth action right at the start of this second half. Stay with us here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Here's Wan-Bissaka, powerful run down the right, manages to get the cross in. Rashford jumps, it's just over him. Might fall here to Sancho, hits it on the volley, that's blocked. And again, just bounces nicely for Ter Stegen, comes rushing off his line and bowls it out underarm to his right.
Looking at Sancho, and he's not played a lot of games this season, but getting back to fitness. There's been a few chances now, match fit, match sharp.
Opening up for Barcelona on the left. Fernandes does a brilliant job for Manchester United. Saw the danger, saw the run of Jordi Alba, did his absolute utmost to get back there in time and clears it out for a throw to Barcelona on the left.
He wasn't happy about it though, was he?
Exactly. I shouldn't be doing this. Give me the ball, I'm in the Nou Camp. 10 minutes gone, second half. Former England goalkeeper Rob Green with us here. Barcelona 1, Manchester United 1. Fernandes back heel to Wan-Bissaka. Clearance only as far as Marcus Alonso. A little bit of skill from Alonso. Past Weghorst, given a little shove. Alonso goes down. Barcelona still have it. Kessie runs into Fred. Strong tackle from Fred. Catches Kessie. And that's a free kick for Barcelona. Weghorst grabs the ball, towers over the referee and talks down to him. Doesn't like the decision. The referee's not going to change his mind, of course.
No, just watching a replay of Rafinha's strike. He scratches his head as if to say, how have you saved that? Not only saved it, but caught it to David De Gea. But the big moment again now, conceded from one set piece, do not concede from the next.
Free kick Barcelona. Level with the corner of the Manchester United penalty area, probably about 30 yards out. On the left for Barcelona as they attack. De Jong or Rafinha to take it. It's going to be Rafinha with his left foot. Curling ball into the far post. Weghorst with the height gets up and just nods it behind for a corner to Barcelona. It's 1-1.
So a corner now from the same side, from the same taker. Manchester United setting up in exactly the same way. And you're looking at Weghorst at the near post. Varane stood around David De Gea. And then Wan-Bissaka at the far post. But Araujo, Lewandowski, Alonso, the goal scorer, all drifting towards that far post.
Rashford sticking with Lewandowski for Manchester United. The corner's taken short. De Jong Plays it straight back to Rafinha. Has got the angle to work with. Low driven ball in. Casemiro blocks it. Rafinha gets onto the rebound. Side foots it to Jordi Alba. Just hooks it up in the air. And Casemiro gets the shout. Lets it go. And it doesn't touch his back or any part of his body. So it goes behind for the goal kick to Manchester United.
If you've just conceded from a corner, and you've got exactly the same incident coming up again, what do you want to happen? A short corner. Please take it short, and they did. It's baffling at times.
Manchester United take their goal kick short, do the same thing again. Shaw takes it to De Gea, and then De Gea clears with his right foot, aims at Weghorst. Manchester United press, win the ball back. Sancho has it, rolls it to Rashford. Rashford into the box, tries a cross this time. The ball bounces off Kessie, and Rashford lets it run behind for a Manchester United corner. It's end to end.
Yeah, good from Fred. Read it, won it, knew he'd won it, pointed at the ball, almost told the referee to say, do not give a free kick, because we've got a great chance here. Didn't capitalise again. It was another one, just looking at that clinical edge that they've been lacking at times.
Right, Manchester United going to go for the short corner. Rashford is the option for Luke Shaw if he wants it. Rashford's there, he does want it, gets it from Shaw, one-on-one with Rafinha, and he absolutely skins him, flies past him, cross comes in, right across the face of goal and in! Bundled in at the back post for Manchester United. Barcelona look in vain for the offside flag, but Manchester United, having been 1-0 down, find themselves 2-1 in front, and it's Marcus Rashford again who creates the goal. Little bit of brilliance from him on the right-hand side, skinned Rafinha, put it into a dangerous area, went past a load of Barcelona players, and he's tucked in at the far post to make it Barcelona 1, Manchester United 2.
What a turnaround from Manchester United. Well, no one knows who scored it, but you know who it's all about. It's about Marcus Rashford, just the ball in from the right-hand side, a flick from Fernandes and an own goal from Koundé, I think. But again, Marcus Rashford just saying, give me the ball, just give me the ball and let me take on Rafinha. And he does that and then just says, get a touch. It takes a tuffle, but it's brilliant.
Just going to check for a potential offside. Bruno Fernandes hits the flick into the body of Jules Koundé. Koundé is there in between Casemiro and Wan-Bissaka, who were trying to get on the end of the ball at the far post. And so the referee now in communication with the video assistant referee, but he's pointed to the centre spot. That goal is going to stand, we think. Barcelona 1, Manchester United 2. Conversations continue here at the moment, and we are yet to get the game underway, but now we do. Now.
Yeah, it's a goal. Koundé was not affected by the two Manchester United players. It hit him. He actually scored one a couple of weeks ago, very, very similar in La Liga as an own goal. And so he needs to get a couple between now and the end of the game to make up for those two.
That's right. Well, in terms of La Liga and recent games for Barcelona, that Jules Koundé own goal was the only goal they've had conceded in the last 7 games in all competitions going into this one. Took the lead through Marcos Alonso. Manchester United have never beaten Barcelona at the Nou Camp, and as I said at the start of the night, 42 games for Barcelona in this stadium against British clubs in European competition. They've only been beaten twice. They're behind now, half an hour to play, and Fred's playing the ball to Weghorst. And here's Rashford again, razor sharp, running at the Barcelona defenders, onto his right foot, decides for the layoff to Wan-Bissaka, one touch, drives it deflected behind, corner for Manchester United.
They're tearing them apart now, and it's all about Rashford. Just go, just give him the ball, he's on fire, just get the ball to Marcus Rashford, he gets it, they back off, it buys them the space, it's creating chances.
What I loved about that goal, Rob, was that Rashford was standing there and they couldn't take the quick one, and Rashford was saying, so just give it to me.
It's wonderful when you've got players in such form, they just go, it doesn't matter, just give me the ball.
Saw it was Rafinha, knew he had the beating of him, put the ball into a brilliant area, and that's why Manchester United are in front. Corner for them. Luke Shaw curls it in with his left foot. That's headed away, controlled just outside that Barcelona penalty area by Sancho. Sancho to Fred. Fred goes all the way back to De Gea. So into the last half hour of the game. BBC Radio Manchester, BBC Radio 5 Live, all available for you on the BBC Sounds app as always. As the Football Daily podcast will be there for you first thing tomorrow morning. Latest Fantasy 606 podcast out today as well for you on the BBC Sounds app, and Jermaine Defoe's new podcast as well, Outside the Box, all there via BBC Sounds. Here come Barcelona. Varane intercepts the ball through. Casemiro with his left foot just gives it a good old-fashioned thump. Poor control from Alonso. Rashford was almost onto it, and you could see what he was trying to do, just knock it past Alonso and run. Didn't get the touch he wanted.
Just go. He's got the beating of it. All the back line, he knows it. Just give me the ball, I'm going to go.
Talking Fantasy 606, our colleague Statman Dave, somewhere in the new camp this evening, somewhere up high with all those Manchester United fans who you can probably hear loud and clear wherever you're listening to us tonight.
He'll be next to the ones who are asleep.
Koundé's ball to Kessie. What have Barcelona got in response here? So far for them, 4 defeats this season. 2 against Bayern Munich in the Champions League, 1 away to Inter Milan, and 1 against Real Madrid in El Clasico, but behind against Manchester United in the first leg of this Europa League playoff round. Kessie with his right foot curls the pass out to Araujo. Rafinha looking ever dangerous on the ball, takes it down the right, down to the byline, holds off Malacia, cross hits Malacia on the right shoulder. Hopeful appeals from the Barcelona fans for a penalty. Ref had a good view, decided it wasn't. Fernandes ball looking for the run of Rashford. Rashford's got the beating of these Barcelona defenders. Past Koundé, was he caught? Referee's trying to catch up with the action. Rashford's got his arms out and he's saying, how can that not be a penalty? Koundé didn't get a touch on the ball. Video assistant referee's going to have a look. No penalty at the moment.
No, and I don't think it'll be overturned. He's not made a challenge as such. There is contact in there. And looking as the way that the Barcelona players reacted at one end after not being given a penalty, there will be uproar if this is overturned, but I very much doubt it.
Well, play continues at the moment. Manchester United leading Barcelona by 2-1, and we've got full commentary of England's women against South Korea in their first game in the Arnold Clark Cup on the way on 5 Live and BBC Sounds this evening. Belgium with a late winner against Italy in the first game of that competition. Gavi searing run into the heart of the Manchester United defence, caught on the edge of the box, free kick for Barcelona. Casemiro is furious, kicks the ball away in sheer anger. Manchester United players and Barcelona players surrounding the referee at the moment, but Gavi just went running straight at the heart of the Manchester United defence. Panic challenge brought him down.
Their Manchester United players clearly are saying that is exactly the same as what Marcus Rashford went down under in the penalty area. It wasn't in the box. It wasn't in the box from Koundé, so they can't review it.
Bit of push and shove down below us as well. I can see Jadon Sancho on the fringes of it. Referee's got to sort this out. Barcelona waiting to make a double change. Ansu Fati is going to be one of the players coming on. Triple change, I think. Andreas Christensen, one of the players ready to come on. I'm just trying to see who the other is. Alex Balde, is it possibly coming on? Yeah, number 28 is Alex Balde. Referee's now coming over to the side of the pitch and is going to give a yellow card to the Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag, who is waving the referee across to say, I can't hear you, I want to explain my point. And he's making exactly that point you're saying, Rob. If Rashford doesn't get that end, why does Gavi get that this end? But as you say, looking at the monitor, possibly the one on Rashford, contact, if there was, it was outside the box.
Yeah, I think that was the concern for the referee, was to say, well, I'm going to have to give a penalty, and there wasn't enough. It's a higher threshold in the penalty area. There's no two ways about it, and it wasn't beating that threshold.
Rashford was sort of doing that classic thing. Casemiro, I see, has been booked in all those protests, and probably for hoofing the ball away after the free kick was given against Manchester United. One of those where Rashford does the step over, he then sort of runs across Koundé hoping for the contact, and there might have been that brush, but if it was outside the penalty area. But Ten Hag obviously can't see that from down on the touchline. So the changes at the moment being made. Christensen on for Alonso, left-sided centre-back. Alex Balde, the 19-year-old left-back, comes on for Jordi Alba. And Ansu Fati, didn't see who he replaced, but obviously we can... Kessie is the other Barcelona player to make way. So Manchester United have the free kick to defend. Barcelona 1, Manchester United 2. And Union Berlin, who are having an amazing season in the Bundesliga, are 1-0 up away to Ajax in the Europa League playoff round this evening. Shakhtar 2, Rennes 1 at the moment. Fiorentina 2-0 up at Sporting Braga in the Europa Conference League, and Trabzonspor 1-0 up against FC Basel latest for any Trabzonspor fans that are tuned in to fight. There'll be one somewhere, Rob.
Yep.
There'll be one
Edgware
somewhere.
Road. There'll be somewhere.
Lewandowski's getting ready to take the free kick. Slow hand clap is building again. Lewandowski takes a deep breath. Short run to the ball. Just jogging on the spot with his right foot over the wall. Just past the right hand post. David De Gea will tell you that he had it covered. Manchester United fans breathe a sigh of relief.
Comfortable. Yep. Draft excluder again. I said in the first half, Manchester United players really can jump, really can make Lewandowski loft the ball. Lofted it over the wall and over the crossbar. Xavi was just pulled Gavi over and just give him instruction as to what to do. We'll have to have a look, but I would imagine that Balde has come in at left back and Fati as the attacking left-sided player, and that was the concern at the start of the game, that we thought that might start and where the danger might come from. So we'll see where that partnership, how it progresses in the game.
Ansu Fati, just 20 years old, lots of people will know the name. 32nd appearance of the season tonight, but only 9 starts, so more regularly used off the bench as he is this evening. I'm going to give a shout out to one of the Five Live golf team tonight, Andrew Murray, former European Tour player and winner, big Manchester United fan, listening to us this evening, will be enjoying this. Fred shot just wide of the left-hand post. Ter Stegen, I think, probably had that covered. Sent me a little text to say, keep me entertained and get me the win. I'm predicting 2-1 for Manchester United, and there we go.
Well, give us your lottery numbers, please. It's still a quarter of the game to go.
Yeah. Plenty of time to go. Second leg to come as well next week. Just one of our 3 European commentaries on 5 Live next week for you. De Jong challenged by Fred, fouled by Fred inside the Barcelona half. Tuesday night, Liverpool against Real Madrid. We've got Leipzig against Manchester City on Wednesday, and Thursday night next week, Manchester United against Barcelona, with United leading this game by 2-1. Rafinha, low ball into the feet of Fati. First touch for him. Control and pass out to the right to Koundé. Ball played back into midfield. Rafinha's little no-look turn behind him. Sergi Roberto slides in to keep the move going. Back heel from Gavi out to the right. Sergi Roberto is down and in some pain on the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. The referee's had a look. He's not particularly interested. He's not going to give a free kick. Now he's going to go over and check. Manchester United have a throw in their left-back position.
That small detail, but Koundé is now the right back and Araujo is now the centre back,
right.
Which I don't know what Xavi's thinking about that. He's got a greater football in mind than me, but there will be some detail in there that he wants Koundé further up the pitch.
Just over 20 minutes to play, and just don't want it to end at the moment. It's been brilliant drama this evening. Clearance by Malacia, Balde in to win the header. Shaw jumps and heads away for Manchester United. Fred tries to bring it away down the left. It gets away from it, but the last touch came off Gavi. Gavi's quite spiky, isn't he, as a player? He's busy around the pitch, but he doesn't mind sort of having a word and getting stuck in as well.
So's Fred. It's a good pairing.
Yeah. Throw in Manchester United. Barcelona fans feel that United are trying to run the clock down a bit, and Malacia is stealing inches up the left-hand touchline, creeping forward as he takes the throw. Sancho side puts the pass back to him. Rafinha gives Malacia a nudge in the back. Malacia plays the ball on the floor into the shins of Rafinha, and Manchester United get another throw. Well, Erik ten Hag is having some first season as Manchester United boss. I have to say they're in the title race at the moment, 5 points behind Manchester City and Arsenal, after Manchester City went top with that win over Arsenal last night. League Cup final on the way as well. Could he become the first Manchester United manager to beat Barcelona in the Nou Camp as well? Let's see. Here's Koundé. Koundé stretching the long legs, bringing the ball down the right, finds Rafinha. Rafinha tries to beat Malacia on the outside. Malacia slides in, blocks it. Casemiro flicks a pass down the left wing. Great first touch from Sancho, turns away from his man, finds Fred. Fred comes running across midfield, delays the pass to let 2 Barcelona midfielders run past him, and here's Bruno Fernandes looking for the run of Rashford. He's definitely onside, turns on the edge of the area, runs being made ahead of him. One of them's from Weghorst. He plays it to the right. Wan-Bissaka stands the cross up to the far post, too easy for Ter Stegen to backpedal and collect.
Yeah, just ran out of steam, the attack there, and Rashford was going. It needed a faster pass, it needed a firmer pass. It was a good ball from Fernandes, it just wasn't enough.
Rafinha entertaining the Barcelona fans inside the Nou Camp. Little nutmeg on Malacia, couldn't collect it the other side. because he was blocked, so maybe not officially a nutmeg, because I think you have to get the other side to collect it to complete a nutmeg, but won the free kick, and Tyrell Malacia goes into the book and picks up a yellow card. Barcelona 1, Manchester United 2. Latest score, 18 minutes to play plus added time. Young Balde, strong run down the left into the box. There's the cutback. Varane has it covered, chested down by Bruno Fernandes. Into the feet of Fred. Fred's energy level still high. That's poor from Gavi, just tugging and chasing and just desperately trying to bring him down. Eventually does so and concedes the yellow card. Cynical challenge, but he probably felt he had to do it.
Well, he tried enough times, didn't he? It was about 3 attempts to pull him down and eventually got there. Fred's worked hard. He's covered. I'll tell you what, you can correct me here, but he's done really well not to get booked. I don't know whether... Has he been booked?
No, he's not been booked. I've got Casemiro Varane.
I'd put him down for half a dozen fouls in the game at least and still not managed to have been booked.
Well played, says his manager. Barcelona 1, Manchester United 2. All the goals in the second half. Marcos Alonso giving Barcelona the lead with the header. Here's Araujo now playing at centre-back. Bit of space to work with. There's Fred again trying to close it down. Forward to Rafinha. Flips the ball up in the air. Koundé now at right-back, controls it. Sancho gets back to him. Tackles him. It goes out for a throw to Barcelona. And here's Araujo on the ball. Lewandowski comes towards him. Araujo uses him as the decoy and floats the long diagonal beyond Balde. And out it goes for a throw into Manchester United. You mentioned, by the way, at the start of the night, Rob, we've got the Barcelona sort of technical analysis team, haven't we, just sitting behind us. Marcus Rashford, 4 goals in 5 Europa League games it is so far this season. And as I said, 22 in all competitions. Red hot.
He's been electric at times tonight, and you're thinking in comparison, Lewandowski barely been mentioned in the game.
Oh, that's a lovely back heel from Lewandowski to Gavi, but Gavi can't beat that man Casemiro. Mr. Cool in the spot for Manchester United to deal with it, and then under pressure hits the ball into the legs of Gavi and wins the goal kick as well. That's just Casemiro at his best, isn't it?
Yeah, he's done that so often already for Manchester United. He's a lot of question marks about his signing when he signed. Too much money, too old. Tell you what, you wouldn't not have him in the team now, would you?
No, Manchester United won't have him on Sunday. We've got commentary of Manchester United against Leicester in the Premier League. So many important games coming thick and fast for Manchester United. That one, the return leg against Barcelona at Old Trafford next Thursday, and then the League Cup final Sunday the 26th of February. Full commentary on 5 Live and BBC Sounds kicks off at 4:30. Here's Rashford on the turn and giving Barcelona defenders nightmares. 3 of them trying to shut him down. Frankie de Jong gets in there, makes a challenge. Rashford's not giving up though, goes chasing after the ball. Balde's taking a risk, turns into Bruno Fernandes. Last touch comes off the Portuguese and goes out for a throw to Barcelona.
You're thinking last season at points for Marcus Rashford, his body language, the way that he moved around the pitch, the real lethargy in him, and he's such a stark contrast now, and you just want to bottle it, don't you? You just want to say, keep that hunger, keep that desire, because something's changed and only you will know what it is.
Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it, Rob? It could be a number of different factors that have done it. I mean, Ten Hag will have to take some credit. That's a risky ball from Varane, but sure he's able to play his pass. Casemiro gives it away. Koundé onto it for Barcelona. Rafinha's got a bit of space to work with on the right. Early cross comes in, goes all the way through and finds the back of the net. I don't think Lewandowski got the touch. Rafinha thinks it's his goal. The Nou Camp erupts and we're back level. Barcelona 2, Manchester United 2.
And it's from nothing. They didn't really have to work hard. They didn't really have to do a lot. They didn't have to break Manchester United down. Just tired bodies getting back. A run from Lewandowski. He's barely touched the ball in this second half. It's a tired ball out, lose the ball, not closed down, whipped in. From there, just the movement from Lewandowski. There's no touch whatsoever through the legs of Varane. The back line's all over the place from Manchester United, and they're under pressure again all of a sudden.
Barcelona 2, Manchester United 2. 2 great clubs, 2 informed teams. The game has not disappointed. And Manchester United, credit to them, just like when they conceded the first goal, straight back on the front foot. Malacia has won the free kick just inside his own half. And you feel that there could be more goals the way it's gone.
Yeah, and both teams are tiring. The pace, it just felt like it was just dripping away, but the mistakes are creeping in as well, and it was a mistake from Manchester United to let Barcelona have the ball back. And from there, really, it wasn't the greatest of
crosses. Varane's ball through the middle is a good one, chested down, looking for Weghorst. Manchester United couldn't quite make that work. It's Malacia who's up there, who just made the run all the way from his left-back position, looking for Weghorst. Varane intercepts the ball inside the Barcelona half. Balde chesting down, Fernandes breathing down his neck, putting the pressure on. Balde lets it run out of play, and that'll be a throw-in for Barcelona. 13 minutes to play, plus added time. Barcelona 2, Manchester United 2. The Union Berlin goal, I think, must have been ruled out by VAR, because the BBC Sport website is telling me Ajax 0. Union Berlin 0. Fred battling for it. Christensen under pressure inside his own box, plays it back to Ter Stegen right on his goal line. Sancho chasing, and then Koundé's given it away. It was worth the chase for Jadon Sancho. Turns to face Koundé, couple of step overs, lays it back to Weghorst. Weghorst onto the left foot, rolls it to Sancho again, cross into the far post beyond everyone. Rashford applauds the attempt from Jadon Sancho, but can't get on the end of it. Goal kick Barcelona.
Yeah, a real chance, and it's just too high for Marcus Rashford. Did so well initially, Jadon Sancho, just to chase and harry and force a mistake from Koundé. Eventually, just needed that final ball, the quality, the clinical moment.
Barcelona 2, Manchester United 2. All the reaction and analysis in the Football Daily podcast on the BBC Sounds app tomorrow. Rashford, great first touch, then a second one, then the shot sliced. Unlike him, went for full power and took a slight knock as he hit it as well. Araujo made the sliding challenge, but Manchester United fans quite rightly very expectant when Rashford gets in those positions, and just didn't quite get it right that time.
No, and it's tired bodies from everywhere, all over the pitch now. Marcus Rashford took 3 touches, and the first one wasn't great, the second one was worse than the first, and the third one was worse than the second.
Rob Green with us here at the Nou Camp, and the Barcelona fans have got it going again. Long ball down the middle, Rafinha's going to give chase, edge of the box, tries to head it past De Gea, who sticks out a right hand and makes the block. De Gea was off balance, backpedaling, and Rafinha just couldn't get enough on it to lob the goalkeeper. It's gone behind for a corner.
It would have been an incredible header to score from 20 yards out over David De Gea. He got almost enough on it, but the game is stretched. It was just one straight ball from Ter Stegen.
Barcelona 2, Manchester United 2 could very easily be a game in the Champions League next season. Barcelona top of La Liga, Manchester United going well in the Premier League, but here they are, Europa League playoff round, entertaining us all. 2-2 corner Barcelona. Just over 10 minutes to play. De Jong with his right foot, high swinging one to the far post. De Gea stretches, gets a good right swinging fist on the ball, and away it goes to the left. Fred. 2 Barcelona players for company, surely being fouled as he tried to bring the ball away. Barcelona are allowed to play on. Fernandes pass intercepted. Here's Ansu Fati, curls it just wide.
I just think Manchester United just need to take the sting out of the game now. Barcelona have got the tails up. Should have been a free kick for Fred, but Fernandes losing the ball again. It's these small details. You don't want to be giving them a second chance. You need to keep the ball. Give yourself a breather.
Jadon Sancho's coming off with 10 minutes to play. Alejandro Garnacho, the young Argentine, will come on for Manchester United. So this is 2-2. Salzburg Roma 0-0 in the 5:45 kickoffs. Ajax 0, Union Berlin 0, Shakhtar 2, Rennes 1. Europa Conference League. Bodo Glimt Lech Poznan 0-0. Karabag 1-up on Ghent. Fiorentina 3-0 up away to Braga. Trabzonspor leading Basel by a goal to 0. Don't forget, Arsenal already through to the last 16 of the Europa League. Although Manchester United, if they get through this tide, couldn't draw them in the last 16, but you can't play someone from your own country. And West Ham already through to the last 16 of that Europa Conference League. So Barcelona 2, Manchester United 2. Barcelona getting ready to bring former Manchester City man Ferran Torres on against Manchester United. And the ball is at the feet of Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. Clears with his right foot up to Rafinha. It's been a joy to watch this evening for Barcelona. Seems like he's revelling in his role out on the right. This time he's inside his own half. Got to be careful here. Closed down by Garnacho, and Barcelona work it round the Manchester United man. And now Rafinha in central midfield is just going to drill a diagonal. That was ambitious and got it badly wrong. It's gone straight behind for the goal kick, but Araujo goes up to him and says, don't worry, pats him on the back, get back into your position where you belong. Manchester United goal kick. Referee coming over to have a word with David De Gea about potential time wasting here. Before you do it, I'm going to book you if you do it, so please get on with it. Here we go. And Barcelona, De Gea is probably making the point, well, Barcelona are getting ready to make a change here, so what are we doing? And they are going to make the change. Rafinha's off. He's been good, hasn't he, tonight? Rob, do you think, I know you know, got the goal as well.
Yeah, he got the goal. He's had moments of brilliance and moments of ridiculousness at times, and you look at it and you think, come on, just take those bits and put them into one game, because he can do it. Leeds fans will have seen him do it over season after season, and the goal he scored was pretty much what he did for them for about 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. Worked it onto the left foot, wide on the right. Devilish ball in. Beat Lewandowski, beat Varane, and suddenly Garnacho might be onto something here on the edge of the box. Koundé, Ter Stegen with a poor touch, clears just in time. Garnacho interested again. Barcelona going to keep playing out from the back, of course. Christensen's ball forward, not a good one. Varane intercepts. But Barcelona have it back with Gavi. Clever turn from him on the halfway line to get away from Weghorst. Played to Balde. Balde comes arrowing in from the left, running at Manchester United defenders. Almost beats Casemiro. Casemiro's caught Gavi. Yeah, he has. I mean, Casemiro can complain, but I think that's a foul. Referee's given it. Free kick 25 yards out. Casemiro's given it the full theatricals here. He's on the yellow card, so he needs to get away from that. He's got to be careful, but it's proper woe is me, head in hand. I'm expecting to see tears streaming down his face, and he cannot believe that that's been given against him.
Well, it was a foul, but I think it's fair to say, yeah, he was disappointed in the decision, so we say.
And he's made that clear, Rob.
Yeah. I think Manchester United, the way the game's gone, after conceding first in the second half and the new camp being up and everything, the way they bounced back, you're just thinking you'd be delighted with a 2-2 draw now. Let's see it through. There's going to be big moments in the next 7 or 8 minutes. This is one of them. Just see it through.
Free kick then for Barcelona. Lewandowski's walked away, and it looks like it's going to be young Ansu Fati who's going to hit it. Interesting, Lewandowski's only sort of 6-7 yards from the ball, just closing in on the Manchester United 3-man wall. No draft excluded down this time. Here's Fati. Now he chips it up towards the far post. Varane read it, heads it away. Casemiro thought about challenging. Gavi dives in. Diving header flicked up in the air by Araujo. Varane nods it down. United got to be careful. Barcelona players up for a potential handball inside the box. Play continues. Shaw heads it away. Fred trying to attempt a second clearance. Then Araujo throws himself to the floor. He's challenged, and he does get the free kick. I think it was Malassi who had the foot up and potentially caught him. Barcelona get another free kick, and the video assistant referee is going to have a look at a potential. Oh, I tell you what, Gavi heads it, and Fred's arm is slightly stretched away from his body there, Rob. Oh,
yeah, it's away. It's very, very close. That's the one thing that will save him, that it is so close to him that he hasn't had a chance to react.
Well, at the moment we're getting ready for the Barcelona free kick. I don't know whether there's conversations ongoing with the referee as he marches back the wall. Xavi's making the point, isn't he, down there, talking to the fourth official, but I don't think anything's going to happen here. No, Xavi can't believe it. They've decided that's not going to be a penalty. The referee's going to keep the game going. You can hear what the Nou Camp thinks. 5 minutes to go. It's been an absolute thriller. Barcelona 2, Manchester United 2. Can't wait for the return leg on 5 Live next week. Free kick comes into the box, headed down. Manchester United trying to scramble it away off the post, and eventually hacked away by Bruno Fernandes. No one knew where the ball was there. Defenders, attackers, all desperately trying to swing legs at it. The ball came off the post, rolled across the goal line, and Bruno Fernandes said, "Thank you very much, I'll clear it for Manchester United."
It was Casemiro. Casemiro hit his own post, the inside of the post, and it rolled along the line. Incredible.
3.5 minutes to play. Koundé gets a cross in from the right. Oh, Lewandowski trying to hit it. De Gea, what a save! That was Balde's first time effort. Fati with the strike there. Cross comes into the far post. United under pressure. De Gea comes, tries to flick it away, gets a right hand on it, and Wan-Bissaka clears. It was Fati's drive, and David De Gea reacted brilliantly to keep it out of the back of the net.
They're under the pump now, Manchester United. They've got to see this through. They're hanging on in there. losing, conceding chances, but David De Gea standing strong.
Barcelona pouring forward again. That's a good ball through to Sergi Roberto. Wout Weghorst, what defending, slides in and blocks. Another cross comes in. Shaw flicks the header away. Chance for Bruno Fernandes to do something on the counter-attack for Manchester United. Dummies his pass forward. Rashford makes a great run. Fernandes has overhit the pass. He had space there, Rashford, on the right, and he was making the run. Fernandes couldn't find him.
He was in. It was clean through, wasn't he? Just needed the ball, the curve. I've seen Bruno Fernandes play that ball so many times. Just a tired pass.
England, South Korea to come in the Arnold Clark Cup this evening. Vicky Sparks and Karen Barsley, your commentary team for that one. Kicks off at 7:45 UK time. That's about 12 minutes away. All the reaction to this one in the Football Daily podcast beyond the BBC Sounds out tomorrow. Lewandowski battling for a ball, does really well to win it for Barcelona. Gavi, left-footed ball to Ansu Fati, central position. This little flick pass blocked by Casemiro. Bruno Fernandes, Rashford's making the run, goes a little bit deeper this time. Fernandes holds on to it, looks for Rashford, finds him on the edge of the box. Rashford stops, assesses his options, still delaying. Ball at his right foot. Barcelona getting men back, plays it to his left-hand side. Here's Garnacho, little trick from him. Rashford's in support behind him. The initial chance has gone here. Manchester United slowing it and calming it. Now they go again. Here's Garnacho running at Koundé. Cross deflected. Might come back to the edge of the box. Malacia lays it off to Casemiro. Casemiro low to his right, finds Fred. Fred with his left foot just strokes it back to Casemiro. Curling cross in towards Rashford at the far post. Header only as far as Garnacho. Takes a touch and heads for the byline. Malacia's going to offer him support here. Garnacho holding his man off, finds Malacia. Can he win Manchester United a corner? Throws himself at the ball. Koundé just keeps that in play, and Barcelona are able to clear it up towards the halfway line. Shaw beats Lewandowski to the ball, and Fernandes quickly zips it back to Rafael Varane. We're in the 89th minute of a thrilling Europa League tie, first leg in the playoff round here. Barcelona 2, Manchester United 2, 16 attempts on goal apiece in the game so far. Clearly not all of those have been on target, but that's been the intent and that's been the enjoyment, and who knows, we might still get a winner. Here's Fred. Fred's ball to Casemiro midway inside the Barcelona half. Manchester United enjoying the possession at the moment. Fourth official about to step forward and tell us how much added time we've got left in the game. Fernandes receives it from Wan-Bissaka with his back to goal. Forced out to the right, gets support from Fred. Fred plays it back to Varane. Varane looks up and sees Weghorst in space in central midfield. Clips it through to Casemiro. Great first touch. Lays it off. Rashford's first time shot, no power, easily saved by Ter Stegen. Low to his right. Rob Green.
Well, that chance just sums up this game, that Weghorst is in midfield, picking up a ball in the pivot role, in the defensive midfield role, and finding Casemiro on the edge of the box for Rashford. It's just been a topsy-turvy game.
Koundé's ball forward, dealt with by Varane, headed away. 4 minutes of added time at the end of this game. De Jong, central midfield for Barcelona, the other Dutchman. Weghorst for Manchester United. Here's Balde. Balde's hit is over the bar, and David De Gea just happily watches that rise, clear his crossbar, and go behind for the goal kick. And I think you're right, Rob. I mean, Manchester United in that attack, when Rashford went on the counter, eventually just stopped and slow, kept the ball for a couple of minutes. 2-2's a great result to take to Old Trafford, isn't it?
You go 1-0 down in the new camp and you're thinking, you know what, against the Barcelona of old, you'd be stood there saying, we'll just about be getting the ball back now. 40 minutes later, you just do not see the ball again. This is a different side, obviously, but still come here, get 2 goals. You know, they've not been perfect by any stretch, so I think they can improve on the performance for next week, and that will give them a great deal of hope.
Peter Schmeichel will be with us at Old Trafford next week for commentary of the second leg. Alan Shearer will be with us on Tuesday night for Liverpool against Real Madrid in the Champions League. 3 minutes of this one still to go. Barcelona 2, Manchester United 2. Koundé with the ball on the right. Ferran Torres, I'm not sure he's touched it since he's come on. His run is covered by Luke Shaw, and that'll be a goal kick for Manchester United. So they're not going to get that. Well, it doesn't look like they're going to get that long-awaited first win at the Nou Camp, but as Rob was just saying, went 1-0 down early in the second half, responded immediately, got themselves 2-1 in front, and Rafinha's cross from the right has undone them to get the game back to 2-2. De Gea's getting ready to take this goal kick. 2.5 minutes to play. De Gea all in dazzling blue. Clears with his right foot. De Jong controls it beautifully inside his own half, takes it away from Weghorst, plays it to Fati. Sliding challenge from Wan-Bissaka is on Balde. Ball went out for a Barcelona throw. De Jong is there to take it. In fact, he just lobs the ball to Balde. Balde throws it down the left to Gavi, tries to scoop a little pass forward to Fati. It falls to Fati. Volley pass only finds Fred, who can't find Fernandez. That's out for another throw to Barcelona. We've got just 2 minutes to go here on 5 Live on BBC Radio Manchester. Balde making a good run forward down the left. Gavi in support. Weghorst jumps in. Gavi saw him coming, skips past him. Fati, edge of the area, right-footed shot. De Gea again throws himself to his right. There wasn't much power on it. Awkward spin though, and it goes behind. And there was a touch on it, so that'll be a Barcelona late corner.
Yeah, really awkward. David De Gea wasn't quite sure about where it was going, how it was going to angle into his corner. Massive deflection on it. Just hoping it's going to fit the outside of the post.
Well, Manchester United conceded the first goal from a set piece, just over a minute to play. Corner comes in from Ferran Torres. Varane heads it away. It hits his own man Garnacho. Varane gets a second clearance at it. High clearance. Garnacho can't control it on the halfway line. Suddenly players very open. Weghorst going for all sorts of sliding challenges at the moment. Half court Araujo, he's picked himself up. Last minute of the game, it's 2-2, and it's Barcelona who come again. De Jong striding forward, wide to Ferran Torres. Cross comes in. Araujo's there, heads it down and hits a Manchester United defender. Malacia it is, goes behind. Another Barcelona corner, Rob Green.
Yeah, huge header, huge opportunity. Araujo just needed to feed it back across the goal. I think he was going for goal. The angle was too tight, but he was just pleading for him to nod it back across. I think Fati at the far post was waiting for it.
30 seconds to play, 2-2, Barcelona corner again, away swinger, Araujo's header. Garnacho controls, will be able to bring it away. Rashford's just running alongside, hoping Manchester United might be able to counter. Ferran Torres slides, controls the ball on the right. Bruno Fernandes blocks him, Torres fouls him. Free kick Manchester United, and they will be happy now to settle things down. Fred dribbles the ball away from the pitch, and everyone takes a deep breath, and the Nou Camp falls relatively silent.
Yeah, seen it through. I think that was the order of the day with 10 minutes to go. Just see it through. By hook or by crook, they've done it. It's not been the most polished of performances. It's been entertaining from both sides. It's been a hell of a game, but it's just one that I can't tell you who's going to win.
No, cannot wait for the second leg next week at Old Trafford. This game absolutely exploded in the second half. There were chances in the first half as well. David De Gea's clearance. The referee puts the whistle to his lips and will do it all again at Old Trafford in a week's time. 4 goals in the second half. Manchester United went behind. Man in form Marcus Rashford got them back into it. It was his brilliant play that got them ahead. Then they conceded to Rafinha, and as you say, Rob Green, can't wait for the return leg.
Well, if UEFA wanted an advert for the Europa League playoff games, this was it. It had everything. Great goals, big moments, chances, mistakes, 2 massive teams going toe-to-toe and just going for it, and they just went for it in the second half. Manchester United, you point to one man on blistering form. Marcus Rashford was probably the difference between the two teams. Rafinha for Barcelona had his opportunities, frustrated at times, but as I said, it's all to play for.
Yeah, Manchester United still haven't beaten Barcelona in the Nou Camp in 6 attempts. They gave it a right good go tonight, and they're in a good position in the tie. It's finished tonight. Barcelona 2, Manchester United 2.
Yeah, great performance there from both sides. But Rob, how satisfied can Erik ten Hag and United be with that result now going back to Old Trafford?
I think they'll have seen enough. I think they'll have seen enough to say we'll be happy, we can improve on that performance. Barcelona, I'm not sure. I've seen them a few times this season. They look good at times. They've got talented players. They've not got that cutting edge. They're not going to destroy you like the Barcelona of old. I think Manchester United have learnt that now. They adjusted today. A couple of funky positions, changes tactically in there. But there's enough for them to say, if we improve on this, which we can, then we've got enough in the tank for next week.
It'll be fascinating to see what Xavi does next week to deal with Marcus Rashford, because plan A tonight, Robbie, it didn't quite work, did he? Still found a way through.
He did, and the problem is I'm not sure what they can do. I'm not sure that they've got another plan. I think you know, coming to Old Trafford and having to maybe defend a little bit more than they're used to. You know what, they might have to double up, they might have to treble up, because tonight there was just moments where he was just waiting for that ball. Just give me the ball, I can make such a difference.
Rob, Ali, thank you, it's been a pleasure. That was